Pick a door. This choice will determine your fate for the next 48 hours. Door 1. The Endless Bowling Alley. You wake up in a neon-themed bowling alley. The lanes stretch endlessly in both directions. The lights are dim. You are free to bowl however much you want. Every so often there will be a snack counter. The nachos are always fresh and the sodas are always cold. The carpet is patterned. You will stare at it more than you expect. If you see a greasy bowling ball, do not touch or use it. The layout changes the farther you go. You are alone here. At least, you think you are. If you ever see a black figure bowling, walk the opposite direction until it's gone. Do not approach it. The sound of a ball rolling will wake you often. The doors are locked and the vending machines don't work. Enjoy your stay here. You will likely be completely safe. Door 2. The Slaughterhouse. You wake up in an abandoned slaughterhouse. The environment is extremely cold. The air reeks of rotten meat and poor sewage maintenance. The conveyor belts sometimes still move. Every breath aches your lungs. The hooks will sway occasionally. There are no forces moving them. The floor is stained and the walls are frosted. Some conveyors have raw frozen meat. It is highly unrecommended to consume. The cold will set in fast. Your risk of frostbite is quite high. At some point you will see something roaming the area. Do not move toward it. Do not make noise while near it. It is looking for you. Whatever you do, do not let it find you. You won't be able to sleep or eat. Your chance of survival is scarce. Just hope you can find a good place to pick a door. Dark Fantasy Edition. The Crown Door. You arrive at a golden castle. Everything is made of pure gold. It's very large and spacious. There are plenty of different rooms to pick from. Many small gnomes live here. They are very friendly and will follow you everywhere. The gnomes ask you a lot of questions, constantly. They never wait for answers. Food is present in the kitchen. Firm bread, roasted meat, and warm stew. All made fresh from the gnomes. Their food is surprisingly appetizing. The gnomes don't sleep. They're constantly energetic and obnoxious. There's a dungeon below the main hall. The gnomes won't dare go near it. They stop following you when you go down. Somewhere inside the cold dungeon, there's a treasure room which holds valuables. If you find it, the treasure is yours. After a week, a random door will appear, letting you go back home. Enjoy your stay here. You will be safe. The Flame Door. You arrive at a swamp village built on wooden platforms above dirty water. The air is thick and damp. Green flames light the torches throughout the village. You are not welcome here. The frogs that live here make that very clear. They wear ragged clothing and say very little to you. To get home, you need to light the signal fire using one of their green flames. They will not just let you. You must work for it. Hauling crates, scrubbing the docks, fishing. The work is unpleasant, and the frogs are never satisfied. You sleep in a small guest house. The bed is flat and damp. You will often think about stealing a flame, but that could be a horrible mistake. Don't let the frogs catch you if you do. If you do the work and earn their trust, they will eventually nod toward the signal fire. A portal will open, leading you home. Your stay here will be unpleasant. Just hope you can satisfy or outrun the frogs. The Skull Door. A cold, tight, and deeply unsettling cave. You are in an extremely deep underground cave. Your torch is the only light source you have. Do not let it go out. The cave is wet and the ground is uneven. You will hear breathing from inside the walls. It is not yours. There is no food or water here. You will find bones on the ground occasionally. Do not look at them for too long. Don't think about it too much. The cave goes on longer than it should. You feel like you never make progress. If you ever come across a tall, dark figure, immediately stop moving and stay completely still. It will eventually pass. No matter what you do not move. Once it's gone, sprint as fast as you can the opposite direction. Keep moving and constantly check behind you. Somewhere in the cave there is a rusty ladder. It is highly unstable but leads to the surface. The cave is enormous, so finding it will be exceptionally difficult. But you must in order to escape. Your stay here will be unbearable. Just hope you can find the exit before the entity finds you.
Red or blue. The door you picked will be your fate for the next 24 hours. Door 1, the Quiet Museum. You wake up in a strange museum. The air feels like it's from another planet, and the floor is very cold. The statues seem well preserved, and the place lacks color. The staircases are endless, and will always lead to another part of the museum. The poses of the statues reflect the mood of the room. You always feel as if they move when you are not looking. You can never fully relax when near one of them. The only food here is preserved goods from centuries ago. The food is edible, but eating is optional. The food gives you relief from the statues when consumed. There are no harmful threats or entities here. Your chance of survival is almost 100%. Door 2, the abandoned hospital. You wake up in an abandoned hospital. The air feels poisonous and dangerously dry. The more you look around, the more confusing it gets. You feel a sense of impending doom constantly. There is no food or drinkable water here. The only way to escape once the 24 hours pass is to find a key hidden somewhere in the hospital. There's a black entity here. It hides itself in a room, and every hour it changes position. If and when you encounter this entity, the first and second time it will run from you. But the third time, it will release a chemical rendering you blind, deaf, and completely paralyzed. You will most likely need to search the room it has been in to find the key. As long as you are aware of your surroundings, it's very difficult but possible to survive. Just pray you don't step on an active needle. Some contain a virus so deadly it can kill the entity. Pick a button. The button you chose will determine which entity will hunt you down for the next 24 hours. First button, Flowey. Flowey is a flower-like entity that roams anywhere that has soil. It's about 9 feet tall and can weigh up to 150 pounds. It's relatively dangerous. It can rapidly grow various weeds to trap you, but the main threat is its long thorns made to whip you. It moves slowly, so as long as you keep moving, you'll be able to outrun it and survive. Second button, Spike. Spike is a giant brown tarantula. This entity roams from place to place looking for somewhere to feel comfort. Instead of hunting you, this entity will move into your home uninvited and stay there. You have to follow this entity's rules if you want to survive. Rule 1. The temperature must not go below 100 or above 102 degrees Fahrenheit. It keeps a strict temperature consistency that makes you prone to heat stroke. Rule 2. You mustn't leave this creature from the room it's in. If it changes locations, you have to move with it, no matter what. Rule 3. If it ever falls to the ground, immediately turn away from it and close your eyes. The entity is checking how loyal you are to it by responding after it does an action. If you break any of these rules, the entity will immediately make you spider food. Third button, Exos. Exos are multiple of the same entity. They each have the ability to mimic any object around you. A mimicked object has an exo's eye somewhere on it. Upon using or interacting with one of these mimicked objects, the day restarts. Each time this happens, it gets harder to notice the eye on the object. Exos can mimic nearly anything. If you tried to leave the house, it could just mimic wherever you walk. The entity's goal is to fool you so much, it becomes nearly impossible to escape the loop. Each exo can only mimic an item every hour, so the max is 3 mimicked objects at any given time.
Choose a random box. The box you choose will determine the job you have to complete within the next 24 hours. Box 1, the industrial warehouse. You wake up in a quiet, industrial warehouse. Your job here is to inspect and repair any damaged pipes or metal beams. The air is dry, uncomfortable, and filled with dust. You are given good equipment capable of easily fixing any problems within the room. But that's not your main issue. There exists an entity that lives there. The entity is blind and not inherently hostile, but it hates noise. If you make any loud noises or drop anything while repairing, the entity is going to immediately neutralize you. It mostly sits in the corner of the room, so you won't need to go near it, but just be extra cautious when repairing. You'll need to make sure the whole room is fully repaired before the 24 hours pass. Box 2, the beekeeper. You wake up in a nice house, on an island. The air is warm and the breeze is fresh. It feels like you just woke up from the best sleep of your life. Outside, you'll find beekeeping gear, as well as the pleasant aroma of fresh honey. Many bees are present here, but can't sting or hurt you in any way. Food and drinks can be found at the bar. Options span from various fruits to tropical drinks. Everything here tastes noticeably better than before. Your only job here is to keep the bees company. Beekeeping is optional but recommended. Box 3. The laboratory. You wake up in a bright laboratory. Immediately, you notice a desk with 10 different files on it. You then look to your right and notice a TV is playing something on it. As you take a closer look, you see that a new virus has just been discovered and is extremely fatal. You too have this virus. Your job is to come up with a cure by guessing the correct combination of each solution. It can be anywhere from 3 to 10 vials mixed together. Each vial contains an infinite amount of solution, so running out is impossible. But there are 968 total possible combinations, so finding the cure won't be easy. If you do not find the cure before the 24 hours pass, the virus will slowly start to eat you from the inside. A terrible fate you'd rather avoid. Box 4. The reporter. You wake up in a room full of doors. Each of the doors lead to a different liminal space. Some good, some bad. They all have one entity each. Your job is to find and report 5 different entities from 5 different rooms. You are given a clipboard and a pencil. You must write a detailed description of the physical appearance the entity has, and most importantly, the state the entity was in when you first encountered it. If your descriptions are inaccurate, the entity you are currently reporting will become extremely hostile towards you and will viciously neutralize you. Entity number 1, the unusual deer. This entity isn't hard to report. It mostly sits still and doesn't move much. The difficulty is around 3 out of 10. Not hard, but not completely guaranteed. Entity number 2, the hobbits. These are small entities that actively try to avoid you. They are small, pale, and extremely timid. It may be pretty difficult to locate them initially, but once you find them, they do not move. They are harmless and easy to report. Difficulty 6 out of 10. Entity number 3, the large one. This is an extremely big entity that you'll notice right away. It resembles a spider and doesn't move much, but if it spots you, it will try to stomp you, so you will have to crouch down behind a house while reporting. Difficulty 7 out of 10. Entity number 4, the traffic lights. This entity appears on different roads in strange places. When encountering this entity, immediately stop moving. You will have to be cautious while reporting. Each eye this entity has serves a different purpose. The green eye is friendly, the yellow eye provokes fear, and the red eye will neutralize any subject that makes eye contact with it. As long as you take small cautious peeks, you'll be fine. Difficulty 6 out of 10. Entity number 5, Larry. This entity can be found inside slides. When you first encounter this entity, it will ask you to play with it. If you accept, it will constantly need your full attention, rendering your time to report as none. But if you refuse, it will neutralize you. In order to successfully report this entity, you will need to stalk it without it being aware. But if it even catches a slight glimpse of you, its question will be asked. You must answer it. Difficulty 9 out of 10. Pick a slide. The slide you picked will determine your fate for the next 5 days. Slide 1, the happy place. This is a calm, relaxing space. The clouds are a vibrant white and go on forever. Every part of this place is soothing and welcoming. There are no entities here. Delicious food can be found near red slides. Options depend on whatever you're craving. You can sleep basically anywhere. The grass is warm and soft, making a comfortable substitute. Enjoy your stay here. You will be completely safe. Slide 2, Probability Playground. You find yourself in a children's themed playhouse. Everything seems off. The air, the colors, even the clothes you have on don't feel right. The rules are simple. Each room you enter has a 15% chance of having the entity in it. If you enter a room with the entity present, you die. You must change rooms at least once per day, or the entity will find you. There's a 30% chance of food being in a room. Your only options are banana peels and dirty water, but like it or not, you need it to survive. Each room also has a 10% chance to be an exit. Upon entering an exit room, you can leave the place early. Unfortunately, the odds are not in your favor. The average chance of your survival is only 18%. Just hope you're not unfortunate enough to make eye contact with the entity. You wake up in an unusual place. This place is scattered with TVs and the faint smell of burning. You wonder why the objects are assorted so randomly. Outside, the air is thick. The smell is uncomfortably pleasant. It feels like a safe place that shouldn't be safe. Something's just off. Food is rare here and almost has no taste. It's always unpackaged and raw on the ground. You can only trust it as much as you trust the floor it's sitting on. The water tastes electrically charged and feels uncomfortable to drink. The more you look around, the less the place makes sense. You eventually find a TV displaying "Stay?" ? Which option will you choose? You chose to stay. Almost immediately, the air gets colder. Your surroundings start to feel uncanny. Something feels very wrong. You start to hear unusual sounds, as if the area around you was shifting. You catch a glimpse of somebody in front of you, but before you can react, it's already too late. It was a dangerous entity. Unfortunately, your journey ends here. You do not continue. Goodbye. You arrive at a calm, clear water pool. The temperature is perfect, and the sweet smell of nature's breeze is relaxing. The space is utmost giant. You have many places to chill or nap if wanted. The scenery is beautiful. The statues and flowers seem highly detailed and colorful. Food can be found at the bar. Various fruits and tropical drinks are present. Everything tastes unusually good. Enjoy your stay here. You are completely safe. Pick a door. This choice will determine your fate for the next 150 hours. You wake up in a nice bakery. The pleasant smell of bread leads you to a delicious selection. You feel at ease here. Nothing gives you stress or tension. The place is quiet and calm. The bread tastes fantastic and soothes your throat. You can sleep comfortably on the couches. They make for a perfect bed. You just may have to swipe the breadcrumbs off. When entering the kitchen, be careful. You don't want to breathe too much flour in. Also, don't eat too much bread. Eating too much will result in vivid, strange, and deeply unsettling dreams. Enjoy your stay here. The environment is relaxing and you have nothing to worry about. Door 2. You wake up in an abandoned grocery store. It's cold, uncanny, and unfamiliar. Everything feels off. The shelves are completely empty, and the rare goods that appear to be normal are plastic. There's little to no food or water here. The food that you can find is almost never safe to eat. Either the food is maggot infested, or the food is severely moldy. As for water, it's not pleasant. Your best bet is either toilet water or leftover dirty water from the faucet in the break room, both of which are almost guaranteed to make you sick. Sleeping is almost impossible because of little to no comfortability. Basically, the only option you have is the dirty floor. No entities are present here, but you always feel as if you are being watched. Your stay here will be unpleasant, but hope you can make it out alive. Your birth month equals where you have to stay for a week. January, the medieval kingdom. You arrive at a medieval castle. The bed is very uncomfortable and stiff, making it difficult to find comfort. Outside, you can find stands selling various goods. The air reeks of rotten garbage and manure. Quite unpleasant. Food is not hard to obtain. It is usually rustic and tough. It tastes bland but bearable. Duels appear often. They are extremely brutal and can be severely difficult to watch. Most of the things people shout are hard for you to understand. They speak with a thick accent that you aren't used to. The living conditions are unsanitary. People often mock you for your cleanliness. They encourage you to spill blood. February, the still meadow. You find yourself in the middle of a large meadow. There's an intense storm. Gigantic dark clouds engulf the sky. You feel uncomfortable not knowing what's behind you at every given moment. You know you're not alone, but can't prove it. In the distance, there's what looks to be an abandoned structure. With a lack of food and supplies, the choice of walking to it renders probable. The structure is an abandoned cabin which offers old food and various items. Everything appears to be from the past. The food looks moldy and bad. The supplies here are unfortunate. Abandoned structures are scattered throughout the meadow, just enough to survive. No matter how much you move, the trees never seem to get closer. March, the flower building. An endless building of vibrant flowers. The walls curve gently. Colorful flowers brush against your legs as sunlight pours through tall windows. Eventually, you'll find different parts of the building. The colors of the room often reflect your mood. Food can be found in random areas, typically potato chips and soda. You can sleep in bedrooms along the path. The beds are very comfortable and warm, but oddly feel as if they've been used before. If the flowers ever start to turn red, immediately stop and go the opposite way. Do not continue past them. April, the empty office building. You're stuck in an office building that appears to be completely empty. The occasional ambient buzz from the fluorescent lights makes you feel uneasy. The more you look around, the more you see the same structures and rooms, yet they still feel different. Food can be found in some break rooms. It can be anything edible, so rooms could contain pig feet. But for some reason, the food is incredibly dry, so dry that consuming it is very difficult. Sleeping is also tedious. There are no comfortable surfaces to utilize, so leftover coats on coat racks are basically your only option. If you ever come across an area where many rows of desks are present, do not stay there for long. May, the neon gas station. A packed gas station on the side of a cliff. It has every snack and drink you can think of, filled to the brim. You feel at ease here. The neon lights and organized environment are relaxing. The air smells sweet. There's an arcade section which contains multiple arcade machines. They all feature different unique games. A motel is present next to the gas station which you can stay in. You have 4 different rooms to pick from. Inside you'll find a simple bed, desk, and computer. The Wi-Fi speeds are incredible. Pick a door. This choice will determine your fate for the next 48 hours. You chose the aquarium. You're stuck in an underwater aquarium. Most of the glass is severely cracked, but it never breaks. Huge fish drift silently above you. You are not alone. There is something outside the glass. It watches, it follows, but the tunnel never seems to end. Don't stop and keep moving. There is no food, and sleeping is almost impossible. The entity won't ever leave you alone. If you ever see the creature inside of the tunnel, immediately stop and run the opposite way. Just hope it didn't see you. Door 2. You chose the lighthouse. You are inside a lighthouse in the middle of the desert. It's hot and quiet. The desert stretches far beyond the horizon, endless sand under the daylight. The lighthouse offers good shelter, food, and water. Sometimes you think you see something in the distance, but after blinking, nothing remains. It's probably nothing. The desert wind moves slowly. The control panel and some tools are located on the front desk, as well as a notebook and pen. Enjoy your stay here. You will be safe. Your birth month equals where you have to stay for a week. Part 2. June. The glass orchard. You are in a glass orchard filled with floating orbs of fruit. It is quiet and calm here. Floating orbs drift slowly through the air. Inside them, fruit lays suspended, untouched. A table sits nearby, with a pitcher of fresh cold water and glass cups waiting. The water and fruit taste alive. There's a small pit of pillows and blankets where you can rest. All your dreams involve fresh fruit, which inhabits your mind 24/7. July, the underground food market. This is an underground food market that exists beneath an unknown city. No entrances are visible from the surface. All food here is safe to eat, but every item has an expiration date that changes every 20 seconds. Before eating anything, check the label. After you begin eating, check it again. If the item expires while you are eating it, it becomes fatally poisonous. If you hear clucking, it's from a chicken-like entity that roams the aisles. It mostly examines shelves and occasionally restocks the products. The entity is not inherently hostile unless you get too close. The food has compounds that remove any need to sleep, so you won't need to. Just don't forget to constantly check the date. August, the nuclear power factory. You are stuck in a nuclear power factory. One of the reactors failed, which resulted in a radiation outburst. You'll need high-end hazmat gear in order to avoid fatal radiation. There is no edible food or places to sleep. Safe water can be found in lockers, only if it's in a fully sealed container. Avoid being near any chemical spills. Some liquid acid here is capable of melting through pure gold. September, the Infinite Hotel. You are in an infinite hotel. The floors extend infinitely in both directions. Every room is almost identical and contains a bed, desk, and sometimes packaged food and bottled water. Do not attempt to memorize any room number. If you leave a room and the hallway appears different, continue walking. The layout will correct itself eventually. You may hear doors opening. Do not go near the sound. Do not stay in the same room for more than 2 nights. October, the containment room. You're stuck in a small, dirty room. The air smells rotten and the bathroom is unbearably filthy. Food is extremely difficult to get. Every 2 days, food appears in the hole near the corner of the room. If you look or check if the food has appeared before it actually has, the timer will reset. You have to fight boredom and maintain your mental sanity in order to survive. November, the clear water pool. The temperature is perfect, and the sweet smell of nature's breeze is relaxing. The space is utmost giant. You have many places to chill or nap if wanted. The scenery is beautiful. Food can be found at the bar. Various fruits and tropical drinks are present. Everything tastes unusually good. December, the airplane. This seems like a normal airplane mid-air, but you feel as if the turbulence is fake. There's some soggy bread and onions under a seat nearby. The food looks utmost revolting and has a putrid stench surrounding the area. There's just enough food here to survive. Pick a path. The staircase. The stairs lead you to a calm, relaxing pool room. The space is chill, warm, and welcoming. The water has the perfect temperature and removes any stress or tension you had before. Food and drinks can be found near the pool. Whatever you usually snack on after a long day is what will be present. There is nothing dangerous here, only the cool breeze of the water. A vending machine near the wall sometimes dispenses random goodies. The items vary from beach balls to TV remotes. You never know what you're going to get. Upon using the vending machine, a button comes out. The outcome of pressing it will result in you returning home. You may press it at any time you'd like. The hole. After jumping, you land on a pile of hay bales inside a barn. You then realize you've crashed through the weak roof. The impact felt intense, but not painful. It's dark outside. There is no daytime here. You should remain inside the barn. Do not go outside. Food can be found inside the hay bales. It is usually packaged and still sealed. It may take time to find. Do not assume some hay bales only contain food. Search carefully. Some animals may enter the barn from outside. They are not normal animals. If one enters the barn, go to the roof immediately. Remain there until it leaves. Do not go near it. Do not let it notice you for too long. If you hear movement below you, stay still. Most of the time, the animal will leave on its own. Eventually, the sun will rise and outside will appear to be daytime. When this happens, leave the barn and you will be near your home. It can take anywhere from a day to a week. Good luck. The elevator. You step into the elevator. The air is unfamiliar and the buttons don't work. The music sounds nice at first, but then starts to sound a little strange. Suddenly it starts going down at an extremely fast pace. You start to feel lightheaded as you descend. You wake up cold. You feel a pain in your back as if you crashed into something. You decide to leave the elevator to evaluate the situation. You find yourself standing in post-apocalyptic rubble. The air feels radioactive and rough, but surprisingly, not too cold. You decide to look around for any signs of shelter. The more you stay, the more the air becomes ever so unbearable. You manage to find a jar of crackers. Not much, but energy you need to keep moving. After searching for around half an hour, you finally find a bunker, but something about it looks off. But you still enter it out of hope to find supplies. The bunker is empty, poorly stable, and smells of rotten food. The more steps you take, the more you can feel the floor start to crumble beneath you. A small locker room near the entrance holds canned goods. They look very old and not safe to eat. But before you get far, the floor starts to cave in and you fall into a deep pit. You pass out as you fall. You do not make it out. Your birth month equals your job for a week. January, car inspection. You are inside a massive, spiraling parking garage. Your job is to mark all cars you can find with their headlights on. Food can be found in open trunks, various packaged snacks, and bottled water. There are no people here, just the occasional hum of running engines. If you ever see a car moving, do not approach it. Wait for it to pass. Some trunks have pillows and blankets you can use to sleep with. If you ever hear an engine start directly below you, do not go down to that level. Your pay is $42,000. February, arcade maintenance. You are inside an enormous arcade from the 1980s. Rows of old machines stretch far beyond what the room should hold. Your job is to walk the aisles and reset any machine that freezes. Some machines may begin playing by themselves. Do not stand in front of those for long. High scores will sometimes appear under names that are not on the employee list. Food can be found on the counter near the entrance. Options vary from soda to packaged candy. There are comfortable beanbags you can sleep on. Some of them smell off at times. Finish your row and keep moving. Your pay is $84,000. March, fish quota. You are inside an indoor lake facility. A bait shop is present across the lake. Above the shop is a fish counter. Your job is to catch 20 fish each day. Every fish you catch must be brought to the weighing machine, which will count them for you. Most fish will be normal. Some will not. Do not put your fingers near the mouth of any unusual catch. Food and a place to sleep can be found inside the bait shop. Fresh meals are prepared daily. If the water becomes completely still, stop fishing for a while. Do not cast your line into water that is not moving. Make sure to meet the quota each day before you sleep. Your pay is $110,000. April, growth removal. You are inside an underground processing hall. The walls produce soft meat-like growths over time. Your job is to harvest them and place them onto trays. Most growths have a palish pink color. Occasionally you will find one that is dark green. Do not go near it. Mark the wall and move on. Some growths feel warm and others twitch slightly. Do not drop any on the floor. A deli nearby provides meals. The burgers are safe to eat, but do not ask what they are made from. You won't sleep much. Your pay is $35,000. May, leaf collection. You are inside a warehouse-sized garden center. Rows of potted plants stretch under bright, warm lights. The floor is damp. Dead leaves collect around the pots throughout the shift. Your job is to walk the aisles and gather them. A bin is provided. Do not leave dead leaves on the floor overnight. Food can be found on a supply cart between the rows. Organic plant-based protein bars and bottled water. You can sleep using scrap materials. The store is empty most of the time. Your pay is $61,000. June. Vent blockage. You are inside a claustrophobic ventilation system. The shaft is barely large enough to crawl through. Your job is to clear any blockage you find. A flashlight is provided. Cobwebs are common. The smell will be intense at times. Do not stop because of the stench. Sometimes you will find drawings on the wall. Ignore them. You might also find food in the vents, which is unfortunately the only option. Your pay is $5,000.
Your birth month equals where you have to stay for a week. January, the empty banquet hall. The lights are still on, casting a warm glow over rows of empty tables. There is plenty of food here, but it is always cold and tasteless. The chairs are neatly tucked in, and they never seem to move unless you look away. Sleeping is easy on the cushioned benches at the side of the hall, but do not eat the desserts. They were not meant for you. February, the sewage tunnel. The walls drip with water, and the air is thick with the smell of rust and decay. It is always damp here, and the sound of dripping echoes endlessly. Food is impossible to find, but you might see cans floating in the water if you look closely. Sleeping is uncomfortable and cold on the concrete. Sometimes you will hear footsteps behind you. If you do, do not turn around. March, the abandoned roller skating rink. The air smells of dust and old wood, and the music has long since stopped. The floor is still polished, but no one has skated here in years. You can sleep on the bleachers, but the sound of wheels rolling across the floor will keep you awake. Food is scarce, though sometimes you will find snacks left in vending machines. If you hear the sound of skates circling closer, close your eyes. Pretend you are asleep. April, the indoor jungle gym. Bright plastic tunnels and slides twist around you, but there are no children here. The lights stay on all night, and the sound of squeaking plastic echoes in the air. Food is hidden in small bags, scattered deep in the play structure. Sleeping is difficult, but the ball pit is the softest place you can find. You might hear laughter sometimes. Do not laugh back. May. A random person's basement. It smells of dust and damp wood. Old furniture and boxes line the walls. The floor is cold, but the couch in the corner is good enough for sleeping. There is food in the fridge upstairs, but you should never open it. Sometimes you will hear footsteps above you. If the basement door opens, hide immediately. June, the indoor pet store. The lights hum above tanks and cages, all empty now. Food is scattered on the floor, but it is stale and dry. You will find bags of kibble and treats if you look hard enough. Sleeping is easiest in the bedding aisle, though the smell is overwhelming. At night you may hear scratching. Do not search for where it comes from. July, the rooftop tennis court. The city stretches below you, silent and far away. The court is cracked, but it still feels alive under your feet. Food is left in coolers at the edge, though it is never enough. Sleeping is dangerous here, but the benches by the fence will hold you. Do not lean too close to the edge. August, the road tunnel through the mountain. Your birth month equals where you have to stay for a week. January, the Frutiger Arrow City. This city was built to look perfect, but no one lives here. The towers are spotless, fountains still run, and grass and trees are green and alive. Yet the streets are empty. Stores are stocked, restaurants are lit, but no voices ever come. You will have plenty of food and soft hotel beds to use. At night, the screens on the buildings glow brighter. They will display faces that are not your own. Do not stop to stare at them. February, Chuck E. Cheese at night. The arcade machines light up the dark, and the smell of pizza still lingers. You will find food and soda behind the counter if you need it. Sleeping is uncomfortable on the sticky carpet floors. The animatronics remain on the stage, staring forward. Sometimes one will move when you are not looking. If music starts to play on its own, hide until it stops. March, the arcade. Rows of machines glow faintly, waiting for you. Coins appear in your pocket each morning, enough to keep the games alive. There are benches where you can rest, though the lights never turn off. Occasionally, a machine will play itself. When this happens, do not watch the screen. The game is not meant for you. April, the nuclear bunker. The air is heavy and dry, the walls sealed tight. Food rations line the shelves, more than enough for a week. Sleeping bags are stacked in one of the rooms, though the silence makes it hard to rest. There is no clock, but the lights turn on and off in 12-hour cycles. Sometimes you will hear knocking on the steel door. Do not answer. May. The trampoline park. The trampolines stretch across a massive hall, and every light is on. The air is clean, the sound of faint music plays on the speakers, but no one is inside. The snack bar is full, with enough food and drinks to last a week. You can sleep on the mats, soft but uneasy under the bright lights. If you jump, shadows will leap with you. Never let them land first. June. The crystal cave. The walls glow faintly with pale blue light. Water drips from the ceiling and gathers in shallow pools. There is little food here, but mushrooms grow between the rocks. You can rest in small alcoves where the crystals hum softly. Sometimes the hum turns sharp, almost like a scream. Leave that part of the cave at once. July. The zoo. It is daytime and the sun makes the air burn against your skin. The cages are still full, but the animals do not behave the way you expect. Some pace endlessly, some stay frozen, and some make sounds that do not match their species. You will find food and drinks at the empty stands, but they are always warm from the heat. There are no people here, only the animals watching you. If one of your birth month equals where you have to stay for a week. January, the celestial garden. You wake up surrounded by marble columns, glowing fountains, and a sky filled with stars and planets that never set. The air is sweet, and flowers bloom endlessly. Food is plentiful here, but it is strange, tasting both sweet and bitter at once. You can sleep by the glowing pools, but voices whisper when you close your eyes. The statues sometimes move. If you see one turn its head, leave the garden immediately. February, the underground fun zone. Bright yellow walls, polished tile floors, and slides that lead nowhere fill this place. It looks playful, but it feels wrong. There is no food here except for candy that appears in the corners, though it leaves you feeling hungrier than before. Sleep comes lightly under the buzzing lights, but never for long. Sometimes you hear children laughing, never follow the sound. March, the radio tower field. You are surrounded by an endless field of steel towers stretching high into the sky. The air hums constantly, vibrating in your chest. There is no shelter, and food is scarce. Sleep beneath the towers is uneasy, filled with static dreams. At night, red lights blink in patterns on the towers. If more than one begins blinking at once, you must leave the area, or you will not wake up. April, the massive underground salt mine chamber. This place is cold and echoing, its walls glittering with crystals of salt. The floor is uneven, and the silence is so heavy it hurts your ears. Food is impossible to find unless you stumble upon a worker's abandoned supply pack. In the distance, someone always seems to be watching you. If they get too close, cover your eyes. May, the infinitely long airport runway. You stand on smooth pavement that stretches forever in both directions. The sun is always setting, but never gone. Airplanes sit abandoned far off in the distance, unreachable, and sleep is only possible on the hard concrete. At night, lights flicker on down the runway in sequence. If they ever reach the spot where you are standing, run into the dark. June, the nuclear power plant. You wander through silent halls lined with thick concrete and heavy steel doors. The air is warm, filled with a faint chemical taste that burns your throat. Occasionally, lights hum to life, revealing break rooms with abandoned supplies. Sleeping is possible in the control office, though sometimes the monitors switch on by themselves, showing static. If the warning sirens ever activate, do not wait. Leave the plant immediately. July, the massive storm drain tunnel system. Water trickles through the endless concrete tunnels. The sound echoes around you, making it hard to tell what direction anything is in. Food is limited to rusted cans and bottles that sometimes appear near the water flow. Sleep is restless, with dripping sounds pulling you awake. Sometimes the water level rises without warning. If it reaches your ankles, leave quickly, or you will drown. August, the empty ski resort. Snow surrounds the empty lodges and silent ski lifts swaying in the wind. The air is freezing and food can be scavenged only from the abandoned cafeteria. Sleeping is possible by the fireplaces, though the fires light themselves. At night, figures in ski gear walk the slopes with no faces beneath their helmets. Do not let them notice you. September, the grass field in the middle of mountains. A wide green field stretches out in every direction, encircled by mountains that seem too tall to climb. The sun shines brightly and fresh water flows from hidden springs. Food is easy to find from plants in the field. Sleeping on the soft grass is safe, but sometimes you will hear footsteps in the distance. If they ever stop, close your eyes until they return. October, the endless orchard of apple trees. You are surrounded by apple trees that stretch for miles. Food is plentiful, though the apples never taste the same twice. Nights are calm and sleep is peaceful beneath the branches, but sometimes you hear whispering among the trees. If you see an apple already bitten, do not eat it. November, the abandoned hospital wing. Fluorescent lights flicker overhead as you walk empty halls filled with rusted beds and peeling paint. Food may be found in old vending machines, though it tastes stale. Sleeping is uncomfortable on cold hospital mattresses. At night, the intercom switches on by itself. If you hear your name, leave the hospital immediately. December, the desert gas station at night. A lone gas station sits in the desert, its lights buzzing faintly. The shelves inside are stocked with snacks and water, though sometimes they vanish overnight. Sleeping is possible in the small office behind the counter, though footsteps can be heard outside. At exactly midnight, a car may pull into the station. Do not look inside it. Your birth month equals where you have to stay for a week. January, the doctor's waiting room. The room is silent except for the faint buzz of the lights. Old magazines are scattered on the tables, untouched for years. You can sit in any chair, but you will notice the cushions are always warm, as if someone just left. Food and water never arrive, yet you never feel hungry here. Sleeping is possible, but the lights never turn off. If your name is called from the reception desk, do not answer. No one is behind the glass. February, the dark road in a forest at night. You are driving. The road goes on forever through the trees. There are no signs of houses, no gas stations, and no signs. You will find snacks in the glove box, and you can sleep in the back seat. But do not look too long into your mirrors. Sometimes you are not alone on the road. March, Snake Island. The island is covered in thick vegetation. The ground moves slightly under your feet because of how many snakes live here. Food is hard to find, but the water around you is clean if boiled. Sleeping in trees is safer than the ground. The snakes are never hostile unless you stand still for too long. Keep moving, or they will circle closer. April, the endless escalator shaft. The escalator hums as it moves upward without end. The air is stale, but you never get tired of standing on the steps. Sometimes you pass dim landing platforms, but they are empty. You can rest against the rail and sleep lightly, though the sound of gears will never stop. If the escalator halts suddenly, close your eyes until it starts back up. May, the wind farm. The turbines stretch endlessly across rolling hills. Their blades turn slowly, casting long moving shadows. You can sleep in the grass between them, and fresh rainwater collects in shallow dips of earth. At night, the sound of the turbines becomes almost like voices. Do not climb the towers, something waits at the top. June, the cargo ship deck at night. You are alone on the deck of a massive container ship drifting in open water. The ship hums faintly, but no crew can be found. You will discover sealed rations and bottled water in the bridge. Sleeping in a cabin is possible, though you always feel like someone is watching you. Never lean too far over the railing. You never know when someone or something might be behind you. July, the cave behind the waterfall. The roar of water drowns out all other sound. The cave is small and damp, with moss covering the stone walls. You can drink straight from the water and rest on the dry ledge within. However, sometimes the roar of the falls goes silent. If that happens, stay completely still until the sound returns. August, the canyon. You stand on the floor of a vast canyon, cliffs rising on all sides. The air is dry and hot, but a stream winds along the rocks. You can drink from it and rest in the shade of boulders. Food is scarce, but sometimes you will find discarded supplies tucked into crevices. Never shout here. The echoes bring something closer each time. September, the salt flat. The flat white ground stretches endlessly in all directions. The sun burns during the day, and the night is freezing cold. Sleeping is possible only if you dig shallow pits in the salt for cover. Every morning, a small tin of food appears near where you rest. Do not follow the figures you see far across the horizon. They are not real. October, the empty reservoir. You are surrounded by massive concrete walls that rise like cliffs. The bottom is cracked and dry, and the sound of dripping water echoes from unseen pipes. You can drink from puddles that collect at night, though they taste metallic. Sleep near the center, far from the walls. Something climbs along the concrete when the moon is out. November, the abandoned oil rig. Rust coats the metal platforms and the waves slam against the supports below. You can find leftover canned food in the mess hall and rainwater collected in barrels. Sleep in the crew quarters, but keep the doors shut tight. The rig creaks and shifts with the waves, but sometimes it makes footsteps too. December, the empty cruise ship. The ship is vast, with endless dining halls and cabins. Everything is spotless, as if passengers left only minutes ago. Food and water are plentiful in the kitchens. You can sleep in any cabin, but never choose the same one twice. At night, music sometimes drifts through the hallways. If you hear it, stay where you are until it fades. August, the concrete room. A small square of concrete sealed tight. No doors, no windows, only a single dim light above. There is just enough food and water to last the week. Sleeping is uncomfortable, the floor cold and hard. Nothing moves here, nothing happens here. By the end of the week, you are a new person. September, the barren tundra, an endless frozen wasteland, shrouded in darkness. The wind never stops. There is no food except what little you can dig from the snow. Water is everywhere, but too cold to drink without boiling. If you see faint lights flickering far away, do not follow them. October, old electrical maintenance tunnel. Tunnels stretch endlessly beneath the city, humming faintly with the sound of electricity. The air smells of metal and dust. Food is scarce, found only in old supply boxes. Resting is dangerous, as the lights may spark at any time. Live wires hang low, some almost touching the ground. If you hear the buzzing grow louder, run. November, the cave complex, a vast network of caves, twisting and branching forever. Water drips constantly, echoing like footsteps. You can drink from underground streams, but food is difficult to find. Sleeping in the open chambers feels exposed. Stay close to the walls. Sometimes you hear voices calling your name from deeper in the dark. Never answer back. December, suburbs at night. A normal neighborhood, houses glowing warmly in the dark. The streets are quiet, and food is easy to steal from kitchens if you are quick. Sleeping is possible in the empty yards, though porch lights may suddenly turn on. People are always watching you through the windows. If one of them steps outside, you must leave the street immediately. Your birth month equals where you have to stay for a week. January, the Oasis Pools, a glowing indoor pool complex with warm lighting and calm waters. The place feels peaceful, almost too perfect. Food and water are easy to find, stocked neatly by the poolside each morning. Sleeping is simple, with soft lounge chairs scattered everywhere. But when the lights begin to flicker, stay out of the water and don't look at who is splashing in the pool for your own sanity. February, the Squeeze, an endless series of narrow hallways, just wide enough for you to pass through sideways. The walls have old, moist wallpaper, always closing in tighter the further you go. There is no clear place to rest, but you may find small breaks in the wall just large enough to sit. Food is rare, only tucked into cracks if you look long enough. If you hear footsteps ahead, move as fast as you can in the opposite direction before he sees you. March, the underground neighborhood, an entire suburb buried beneath the surface, with houses lined up under dim artificial lights. Every home is locked, but sometimes windows glow faintly as if someone is inside. You can sleep on the sidewalks, though the hum of machinery underground never stops. Food can be scavenged from gardens that never fully die. Never knock on the doors, something will answer. April, the daycare, a pastel-colored daycare center frozen in time. Toys are scattered across the floor. The smell of snacks lingers in the air, but no children are here. You can eat from the small kitchen, but it never feels enough. Sleeping mats are rolled out in neat rows, always waiting. Sometimes you hear laughter coming from the playroom. If you do, hide. May. Concrete jungle, a silent, brutalist city filled with tall gray towers. The streets stretch in every direction but lead nowhere. There is no sound but the echo of your own footsteps. Food can be found in small corner shops, though the shelves refill with the same stale bread every day. Sleeping under the shadow of the towers feels wrong, but you have no choice. Do not look up at the windows. Someone is always watching. June, space station. You are alone in a massive orbiting station. The halls are sterile, glowing with faint white lights. Food packs and water filters are neatly stored, but the silence is unbearable. You can rest in the sleeping pods, though they sometimes open on their own. If you see movement through the windows of Earth below, pretend that you didn't. July, the infinite highway. A straight, endless stretch of highway with no cars but your own. Gas tanks refill themselves, and food is found at abandoned rest stops every few miles. Sleeping in your car is the safest option, but headlights appear in the distance behind you every night. Do not stop driving until the lights disappear. August, the concrete room. A small square of concrete sealed tight. No doors, no windows, only a single dim light above. There is just enough food and water to last the week. Sleeping is uncomfortable, the floor cold and hard. Nothing moves here, nothing happens here. By the end of the week, you are a new person. September, the barren tundra, an endless frozen wasteland, shrouded in darkness. The wind never stops. There is no food except what little you can dig from the snow. Water is everywhere, but too cold to drink without boiling. If you see faint lights flickering far away, do not follow them. October, old electrical maintenance tunnel. Tunnels stretch endlessly beneath the city, humming faintly with the sound of electricity. The air smells of metal and dust. Food is scarce, found only in old supply boxes. Resting is dangerous, as the lights may spark at any time. Live wires hang low, some almost touching the ground. If you hear the buzzing grow louder, run. November, the cave complex, a vast network of caves, twisting and branching forever. Water drips constantly, echoing like footsteps. You can drink from underground streams, but food is difficult to find. Sleeping in the open chambers feels exposed. Stay close to the walls. Sometimes you hear voices calling your name from deeper in the dark. Never answer back. December, suburbs at night. A normal neighborhood, houses glowing warmly in the dark. The streets are quiet, and food is easy to steal from kitchens if you are quick. Sleeping is possible in the empty yards, though porch lights may suddenly turn on. People are always watching you through the windows. If one of them steps outside, you must leave the street immediately. If you are ever washing dishes at night and you see an unsettling face outside, do not panic. Your home is no longer safe tonight, and you must follow these rules to survive. First, you must finish cleaning whatever dishes you were washing before. Do not show the entity that you noticed it. Second, if you hear knocking on your door and a man claiming to be from the police department, say, "No thank you, not today," 3 times out loud. If he does not leave, hide under a table or in your basement for 3 hours. Fourth, when the time hits 11 p.m., sit at your kitchen table with your head down. Do not acknowledge any footsteps that seem to be in the same room as you. Fifth, at 2 a.m., you will see a car pull into your driveway. If the man inside looks at you, it is already too late. Do not look at the car, no matter what. Escaping back to reality is simple. At sunrise, go outside, stand on the sidewalk and yell "Spinkle Pinkle" 3 times to return to reality. Good luck. All 1 million backroom levels explained. Level 48, the inconvenience store. You wake inside an endless grid of supermarket aisles that look normal until you really look. The lights drone and flicker. Whole sections drop into blackout for days. Radios don't work at all. It's quiet except for buzzing and your own breath. Nothing on the shelves is safe to eat. Bottles hold the wrong liquids. Boxes hide live worms, chemicals, and worse. The air carries a rancid pantry smell that comes and goes, and a strange fluid bleeds up through cracked tiles. Bring sealed water, a respirator, and almond water as a last resort. It may calm symptoms for a moment, but it won't save you. The real threat isn't a creature, it's the place itself. Radon hangs in the air. A fast-acting Giznia contagion rides the filth and slurry. First it's dizziness, cough, burning lungs. Then rashes, confusion, and the mind slipping. Navigation is simple. Keep moving while the lights are on, skirt the dark spans, and never step in any puddle. Entrances are sealed by the Meg. If you arrive anyway, your only plan is immediate exit the way you came. No calls for help will get out. 3 rules. If the lights go out and the smell turns sweet rotten, mask up and leave that aisle now. Never drink from anything you found here or touch seepage with bare skin. Always move toward powered sections and out before your body starts to shake. Break the rules and this level won't need a monster to finish you. Your birth month equals where you have to stay for a week. January. Party remnants. Small rooms stretch forever, some barely bigger than closets, others the size of a garage. Stale balloons cling to the ceiling and confetti sticks to your shoes. The air smells like old cake and diluted fruit punch. You can nap on vinyl benches, but the music clicks on and off at random. Food is scarce. Sometimes a sealed water bottle waits in a mini fridge. Sometimes it is empty. You might hear a toast from the next room even when no one is there. Do not join in if a song starts to play from an empty room. February. Your childhood home. Hall lights are warm and steady. The pantry has snacks and bottled water, and your bed is exactly where you left it. You're safe here, if you follow the rules. However, after midnight, the phone rings once and stops. A voice may call your name from the basement and get every detail right. If your mom calls you after midnight, it isn't her. March. Freshwater abyss. You stand on a concrete ledge above clear, endless water. It is cold, echoing, and the surface looks like polished glass. The water is safe to drink, and it never tastes different. However, there is no food, and the ledges are narrow. Sleep with your back against the wall and one hand on the ladder. If your light falls in, let it go. Do not swim away from the wall. April. Artificial garden. A long hallway of flowers stretches ahead, while a glass wall opens to clouds that drift like slow ships. The floor is soft with petals, and the air smells clean. A small service cart appears near dusk with water and a wrapped sandwich. You can sleep on a wooden bench beneath a skylight. However, sometimes the clouds press close to the glass and you will think you see faces. If all the flowers tilt towards you at once, close your eyes and count to 20. Do not touch the glass when it knocks back. May. The inconvenience store. Aisles branch into aisles and every shelf is full of food that has gone wrong. Cans are dented, fruit is gray, and bread bags fog the inside with a sweet rot. The ceiling speakers whisper announcements that do not match the place. You can sleep on a checkout belt with the light off. Water jugs look clean, but every cap is already cracked. If something looks fresh, it is for someone else. Do not take anything. June, ball pit playground, bright walls, soft floors, and the sound of laughter from speakers that never turn off. The snack machine sometimes spits out a single bag of chips when no coins are used. You can sleep in a party room on foam squares with the door blocked by a chair. However, the pit settles like a breathing thing. If a plastic ball rolls uphill toward you, step away. Do not jump into the pit. July. Power substation yard. Steel frames hum and crackle while a dry wind smells like warm dust. The sun feels sharper here and the gravel shifts under your shoes. There's a small trailer with stale crackers and clean water inside a cooler. Sleep in the chair by the window and keep the door shut. If it rains, the fences sing. Never cross the painted lines on the ground. August. Heavily air-polluted town. Day looks like evening and the sky tastes metallic. The streets are empty except for shapes that drift and then vanish. Tape the windows in one room and rest there between trips. Canned food sits in sealed kitchens if you move fast. Sirens sometimes sound in the distance, steady and calm. If the wind dies suddenly, stay indoors. Do not open the door for knocking. September, the beach. Sand is cool and the tide moves like a slow machine. Seagulls wheel far out but never land. The snack shack is closed, though a few sealed bottles and chips remain behind the counter. You can sleep in the lifeguard tower and watch the horizon. However, someone will stand under the pier and face the water. If the flag turns red without wind, leave the shoreline. Do not enter the water after sunset. October. Convention Center at night. Escalators are off, carpeted halls drift into one another, and signs point to events that ended years ago. Pitchers of water and wrapped mints rest on skirted tables. You can sleep under a stage, hidden by curtains that do not move. You're safe here until midnight. However, after midnight, a keynote begins with no audience, and footsteps circle the concourse. If you hear applause, stay still and keep your eyes on the floor. Do not ride the escalator when it is off. November. Museum gallery, marble floors hold soft echoes, and the air is cool and careful. The cafe's glass case still has wrapped pastries and small waters. You can nap on a bench beneath a hanging skeleton that never creaks. You are safe here until 10 at night. However, after 10 the frames feel heavier, and the eyes in the paintings choose a place to wait. If a guard says closing soon more than once, leave that room. Do not read labels aloud after dark. December, infinite spiral stairwell, steps turn, and the center drops forever. The light is dim but never goes out. Every seventh landing has a warm bottle of water and a folded blanket. Sleep on the landings with your back to the wall and your shoes on. However, someone walks exactly when you walk, a little above or a little below. If you meet yourself on the stairs, sit down and wait until the echo thins. Do not look over the railing. Your birth month equals where you have to stay for a week. January, the never-ending tornado. You are trapped in a wide open grass field. The sky is a deep gray, spinning endlessly. There is no shelter anywhere, only tall grass whipping in the violent wind. Food does not exist here, and sleep will never come. The tornado circles far away but never stops moving. If it suddenly goes silent, drop to the ground and stay completely still until the sound returns. February. The Sky Train. You are riding a train far above the clouds. The windows are fogged and the world below is hidden. The ride never ends, but you are safe here as long as you stay seated. A snack cart will appear once a day, but no one pushes it. Do not open any door between cars. If you hear footsteps in the aisle at night, close your eyes until morning. March, the dark playground at night. The swings creak in the distance, and a broken merry-go-round spins slowly on its own. It is extremely dark, and the sound of children laughing echoes softly. Food can be found near the slides, but never touch the swings. If a slide feels warm to the touch, run and hide. April, the flooded train station. You stand in a massive station where water slowly rises inch by inch. Empty ticket booths line the walls, and dim lights flicker overhead. Floating vending machines hold sealed packages of food and drinks. Sleep on top of the benches to avoid the cold water. If you hear the sound of a train horn, climb to the highest point you can find immediately. May, the abandoned utopia. The streets are clean, the buildings perfect, and there are no signs of decay. It feels like paradise, but no people remain. Food is left on silver trays in the park at sunset. You are safe as long as you never go inside a building after dark. If you hear music playing, leave the area right away and do not look back. June, the sky pool. The pool floats above the clouds, completely silent. The water is calm and perfectly clear. Food appears on a small table by the edge every morning. There is a soft lounge chair for sleep, and you are safe here. However, do not look over the edge of the pool. July, the data center. Rows of humming servers stretch endlessly. The air is cold and dry, and the lights never go out. Protein bars and water bottles appear near the racks at random. Sleep on the floor between two servers, never in the aisles. If one of the machines stops humming, leave that area immediately. August, the abandoned mall. The air smells like dust and old popcorn. Storefronts are dark and hollow. Food appears in the food court once a day, but never twice. Sleep in the middle of the atrium under the skylight. If you hear heavy footsteps, hide inside a store and remain silent until they fade away. Your birth month equals where you have to stay for a week. September, the top of a building. You are stuck on a skyscraper rooftop with no way down. The city below is silent and lifeless. Supplies will appear in a corner each morning. Sleep near the middle of the roof, never at the edges. If someone climbs up to join you, do not speak to them, and do not let them get within 3 feet of you. October. The grass field. The field stretches forever in all directions. A black rectangle in the distance is your only way out, but no matter how far you walk, it never seems closer. Food does not exist here, and there is nowhere to sleep. If the sky turns white, close your eyes and do not open them until the color returns. November. The odd neighborhood. The houses lean at strange angles, perched on steep hills. Windows are open and curtains shift, but no people are visible. Food can be found in unlocked refrigerators, but never take more than 1 item. If you see a curtain move when there is no wind, leave that house immediately. December. The endless kids' play area. Colorful stairs and slides stretch forever, looping back on themselves. Laughter echoes from unseen children. Food is hidden inside the ball pits, but never climb fully inside one. If you hear footsteps approaching, move to a higher level. Do not look back as you climb. Your birth month equals your backroom's level for life. January, level 179, the chair rooms. A museum of chairs stretches into dim rooms and corridors. Some are just furniture, and some will shift, bite, or drop you into the void if you sit. A flickering arcade cabinet in the back bay breaks more minds than it entertains. If you must rest, pick a chair bolted to the floor and wall and stay alert for rearrangements. If a seat looks perfectly placed for you, refuse it. February, level 115, paranormal geometry. A roofless labyrinth of purple and green tile drifts when you are not looking. Edges drop into a pastel void. Vertigo is the warning and vanishing is the penalty. Floating chrome spheres numb skin and twist your reflection into guilt, and the purple slick pooling under them is worse. The space alters your memories, so bring everything you need and leave breadcrumb marks. Look away from the spheres and keep moving. March, level 33, Dead Mall. An 80s neon mall sits frozen at closing time, gentle music and cold air echoing through miles of corridors. Most stores are shuttered, but many are stocked with food, tools, and maps tucked behind counters. The deeper you go, the darker and colder it gets, and paranoia blooms with phantom footsteps and the sense that someone is watching you. Mark intersections and set a turn-back rule when the lights flicker. When the music cuts and your breath begins to smoke, turn around. April, level 102, freshwater abyss. An endless concrete reservoir holds water that is perfectly drinkable as long as it never leaves this place. Stick to shallow zones under the ceiling lamps and refill quietly. If you hear splashing, freeze. Sometimes it is a hallucination, sometimes it isn't. Dark subsectors are unstable and crowded with clumps, wretches, and jellyfish, so treat them as off-limits. May, level 112, the mushrooms. A humid forest of towering fungi breathes warmth and drips with calm. Umbrella caps glow faintly and are edible, and rain catchers make safe drinking water right in the caps. Watch for fly agaric and the black-capped hollows whose ooze will melt gear. Entities keep their distance, but stagnant puddles can carry hydrolytis. If a mushroom oozes a black substance, give it plenty of space. June, level 30, aquatic cycles. A sprawling water park loops through 5 sections, each moodier than the last. Section 1 is where you resupply, while Section 2 and Section 3 twist into maze slides and sudden no-clip detours. Section 4 will burn like chemicals, and Section 5 breeds the hydrolytis plague, so avoid both completely. Travel slowly, stay shallow, and never soak in the turquoise-green jacuzzi. If you smell spa steam, backtrack immediately. Your birth month equals your backroom's level for life. July, level 129, party remnants, paper banners, sagging balloons, and sheet cake that never goes stale make the saddest birthday on earth. The party zone looks inviting until you notice the red and gold orbs. Red paralyzes on approach, gold rewires you with a fever called a saudade. Hallways change destinations between passes and holes open into a weightless voided zone. Some people are already indoctrinated, so treat them as hostile. No orbs, ever. August, level 67, Forgotten Harbor. You wake to a drowned harbor locked in permanent nighttime, lights glowing through a wet blue fog. Gravity feels heavier and the water lies perfectly still, dirty with bacteria, so do not drink or swim through it. The mist needles your nerves after an hour, boats do not work, and planks can crack without warning, so favor metal catwalks over wood. Staying in the fog for too long will diminish your sanity. September, level 188, the windows. A 5-story hotel wraps a central courtyard of square windows. Some open windows show other places, and something in the glass may wave you closer. Pull a curtain in a closed room and you will vanish, and the window will flip to a new scene. Keep your entry window in sight and pace your loops. Hands off the curtains. Your way out is the way you came in. October. Level 193, uncanny household. Yellowed carpeting, 2 clean walls, and bedrooms that feel almost yours turn nostalgia into a weapon. Step into a false home and a slow-acting anomaly convinces you to stay until devotion replaces hunger. Stairs to the upper lanes corner you, so avoid them unless you have a partner and a plan. Smilers roam, and the hollow tears out of wallpaper to swallow people whole. If a room feels like home, treat it like bait and walk on. November, level 243, dark slums. Endless concrete blocks under a dark blue sky make streets slick with damp. Daylight is dim but survivable, so carry almond water and keep moving, since doors rarely open and transformers may be live. At night, the world grinds and folds, buildings shove and roads knot. If it starts, go outside, hug a wall, cover your ears and stay still. December, level 330, lukewarm hotel. A dreamlike hotel gives every room its own pool and the water stays clean on its own. Vending machines quietly restock, so heal, eat, and write your map. The darker it gets, the colder the water runs, so soak near light and keep your route simple. No entities here, just liminality turned up high. Rest here, then go before comfort roots you in place. Your birth month equals where you have to stay for a week. January, torrential downpour. You wake up in a wide grass field. The sky is covered with dark clouds, and heavy rain never stops falling. Your clothes will always be soaked, and the ground turns soft beneath your feet. You will not find food here, only rainwater to drink. Sleeping is hard since the storm is constant. Sometimes in the distance you may hear voices through the rain. Do not call back, no matter how familiar they sound. February, dark fantasy world. You find yourself in a dark world filled with castles, graveyards, and endless fog. The air is cold and the wind carries strange whispers. There is food here, though it is old bread and bitter fruit left behind on stone tables. You can sleep inside the castle halls, but the walls echo with movement at night. Shapes walk between the gravestones, but they never come closer than the gates. However, if the castle torches all go out at once, you must leave immediately. Stay inside after that, and you will not see the morning. March, abandoned Sears. You are inside an old Sears, silent and emptied long ago. The shelves are bare, but sometimes you will find a few scattered snacks left in the aisles. The lights above flicker weakly, leaving most of the store in shadow. You can sleep on the display beds or couches, though the mannequins seem to change position each time you wake. At closing hour, the intercom will crackle with static. When it does, stay out of the fitting rooms. April, Spiral Hollow. You are placed in a strange neighborhood. The houses form a perfect circle, spiraling downward toward a hole in the center. The homes are furnished but empty, and the lights in their windows never turn off. You will find pantries stocked with canned food, and beds made neatly for you to rest. However, the deeper you walk into the spiral, the stronger the pull of the hole becomes. If you hear knocking from the basement of any house, do not open the door. May, infinite water slide. You are placed at the top of an endless water slide. The water rushes beneath you, pulling you forward in a twisting spiral. You will keep sliding for hours, sometimes days, before finding a brief landing to rest. At these landings, you will find bottled water and packaged snacks left on the wet floor. Sleep is uneasy, with the sound of rushing water always around you. If you pass through a section where the water goes completely silent, hold your breath until it returns. June, Water Hotel. You stay in a tall, white hotel that feels sterile and strange. Every hallway looks the same, lined with spotless doors and bright lights. The bottom floor is nothing but a massive pool that never ends. Food trays appear outside your room, but they are always cold. The beds are soft, but you may hear splashing from the pool below, even when no one is there. If you take the elevator and the doors open to water instead of a hallway, do not step forward. Your birth month equals where you have to stay for a week. July. Underground city. You wake in a massive city built beneath the earth. The streets are empty, lined with tall buildings and dark windows. Food is scarce, but you may find vending machines that still work. The air feels heavy, and echoes carry far down the streets. You can sleep inside abandoned apartments, though the lights sometimes flicker on without warning. If you hear footsteps above you, do not look up. August, abandoned colony outpost. You are placed on the surface of the moon, inside an outpost left behind long ago. The halls are silent, with broken glass and dust covering the floors. Packaged meals and water are still stored in locked cabinets, and you can rest in the sleeping pods. The sky outside the windows is black, dotted with stars. Sometimes you may hear the airlocks opening, though no one ever enters. When that happens, stay away from the door. September, Sky Highway. You find yourself in a car placed on an endless road in the clouds. The air is cold, and the wind cuts through the open windows. You will drive for hours, sometimes finding gas stations with food and fuel, though no people. Sleep can only be taken in the car with the headlights off. If you see another set of headlights approaching from behind, do not look in the rearview mirror. October, still water ocean. You float in a calm, endless pool that stretches like an ocean. The water is cool and never ripples unless you move. There are rafts scattered across the surface where you can rest and sometimes find bottled drinks. The sun is always low on the horizon, neither day nor night. You are safe here, as long as you do not dive beneath the surface. November, Subnautica. You are placed deep underwater with only limited diving gear. Rusted machinery and broken stations rest along the ocean floor. You will find oxygen tanks scattered inside the wrecks and sealed rations in floating containers. Most of your time is spent swimming through silent ruins, the pressure always heavy on your chest. If you hear knocking on your helmet, do not turn around. December, mattress store. You stay inside a large mattress store filled with rows of soft beds. The lights stay dim, and the air smells faintly of fabric and dust. You will never go hungry here, as snacks and water appear on the nightstands. Sleep comes easily, though you may wake to see beds unmade that were tidy before. Sometimes a phone will ring from the service desk. Never answer it.
Your birth month equals where you have to stay for a week. January, Toys R Us. The empty aisles stretch on forever, toys stacked neatly, as if waiting for someone to buy them. The lights hum overhead and never shut off. You can eat candy from the shelves and sleep inside the display tents. Sometimes toys will move on their own when you are not looking. At night the store grows colder and the intercom will switch on by itself. If you hear footsteps in the next aisle, stay where you are. February, the lazy river. The water drifts slowly in a river that winds for hundreds of miles. The only light comes from faint glow beneath the surface. Empty floaties slide past you like they were just abandoned. Coolers of food rest along the edges, but you never see anyone place them there. Some tunnels carry you into silence so deep you can hear your own heartbeat. If you feel the current pulling faster, swim the other way. Do not continue downstream. March, vaporwave penthouse. Neon lights reflect against white walls, filling the room with a soft electric glow. Outside the window stretches a frozen city of empty towers. Drinks are stocked in the kitchen and fruit waits on glass plates. Mirrors throughout the rooms sometimes show you in the wrong position. If the city lights suddenly shut off, stay away from the windows. Do not look down. April, dark structures. Endless roads and plain houses stretch into black void where no sky exists. Streetlights of solid gallium glow faintly, and sidewalks sometimes rise straight into the air. Windows that shine ahead will fade as you approach. Supplies are rare, and the ground changes when you are not looking. If the roads begin to look unrecognizable, turn back while you have the chance. May, Chroneless. A glowing cybercore world of chrome stretches beneath the strange looping sky. Gravity is weak and friction is low, so each step carries you too far. Shallow lakes hold metallic water, but no food exists here, yet you never feel hungry. Floating spheres appear and vanish without warning. If they begin to float toward you, drop flat and do not move. June, trampoline park. Rows of trampolines stretch endlessly, the air filled with the hollow echo of silence. The foam pit below has no bottom, only darkness that swallows everything thrown into it. Counters are lined with bottled water and sealed snacks. You can rest on the benches, though the silence presses harder at night. If you hear the sound of bouncing nearby, leave the area immediately. July, tropical island tribe. The sand is hot beneath your feet and the trees sway gently in the breeze. People who live here do not speak your language and are extremely aggressive. Fires burn bright in the distance, but do not approach them no matter how much you seek warmth. When they retreat into the forest after sunset, your birth month equals where you have to stay for a week. August, the ball pit room. Plastic spheres stretch into an endless sea, the pit swallowing everything that falls too deep. The walls are painted with frozen waves, and the lights above swing slowly. Snack wrappers appear on the floor but never seem to run out. Sometimes the room feels like it is breathing, the air shifting in rhythm. If the balls start to shift on their own, remain completely still. September, an attic. The air is dry and dusty, filled with boxes stacked to the ceiling. Inside the boxes are objects that should not exist, things that feel wrong to touch. Cans of food and folded blankets are left neatly for you. At night you hear footsteps above, even though no space exists higher. If a box opens by itself, do not touch what is inside. October, carnival at night. Rides spin endlessly, glowing against the dark sky, and music plays with no one there to listen. Popcorn machines are full and candy apples rest at empty stands. The benches around the fairground look inviting but the air feels hollow. When the clock strikes midnight the music cuts out and the rides grind to a stop. You must hide before silence falls. If you are caught in the open you will not last long. November, aquarium. Blue light glows faintly from the tanks that line the long halls. Shadows of fish drift across the walls, as if they are watching you. The gift shop holds food and drinks, and benches give you space to rest. Sometimes all the creatures inside the tanks stop moving and turn toward the glass at once. If you stay too long by the shark tank, the glass begins to groan. Turn away before it breaks. December, dyspnosia. A massive ferry drifts through endless fog and rain, surrounded by black sea that falls into the void. Each deck twists when you leave, and shops restock with strange items that never feel real. Food is stale but water flows freely, and the crew bunks are the safest place to rest. So let's lurk in the dark halls. If you feel your balance fading, lay down and take deep breaths. Your birth month equals where you have to stay for a week. January, 90s penthouse. You stay in a tall apartment that feels like a time capsule from the 90s. The lights glow warm and the air smells faintly of old carpet. There are televisions, video games, and snacks stacked in the kitchen. You can rest safely on the couches and beds. No one else is here. Do not open the balcony door after sunset. If you do, you will not come back inside. February, the mannequin hall. You wander through a department store that has no end. Mannequins stand in every aisle, frozen in strange poses. The lights flicker and the sound of footsteps echo when you stop walking. There is food on the shelves, but it tastes like dust. You must keep moving and never turn your back for too long. If you let them surround you, they will not stay still. March, earthquake belly. You are trapped in a deep canyon with cliffs that reach into the clouds. The ground shakes often, knocking loose rocks from above. A small stream runs along the canyon floor, giving you water but no real food. The canyons tower you and you cannot climb out. Always listen for the rumble before the shaking starts. If you do not hide under ledges, the rocks will crush you. April, artificial fields. You walk across endless grassy hills that bend in unnatural ways. Roads curve into the sky and end at nothing. Random objects sit scattered in the fields, like plastic chairs and warning signs. Towers rise in the distance but never get closer. Food appears sometimes on picnic tables, but you will never see who left it. Stay away from the structures that appear overnight. If you enter them, you will not return to the fields. May, war trenches. You crawl through long, empty trenches carved into the earth. The walls are muddy and lined with rotting wood. You find old rations and canteens of stale water. It feels abandoned, but you still hear explosions in the distance. At night, shapes move above the trench walls. Never climb up to see what's there. If you do, you will be taken. June, lava rooms. This place looks like a public pool, but every surface glows with molten rock. The air is heavy and burns your lungs when you breathe too deeply. There is no water, only steam, and you can barely rest against the hot tiles. The hallways go on forever, dripping with fire. You must never fall in. If you do, you will not come back out. Your birth month equals where you have to stay for a week. July, Palm Beach Cove. You sit on soft sand with gentle waves rolling under a gray sky. The air is cool, the water is safe, and fruit grows on trees nearby. You can sleep on the beach without fear. However, a dark cave waits at the edge of the rocks. You must never enter it. If you step inside, something will lure you deeper. August. Medieval dungeon. You are kept in a stone basement under an ancient castle. The air smells of damp stone and rusted chains. Torches light the walls but go out when you sleep. You find bread and water on the ground each morning. There are footsteps above but no one comes down. Never answer when you hear your name whispered in the dark. September. Archipelago. You drift between small islands in a weak paddle boat. The water is endless and the nights are freezing. Some islands have fruit trees, but others are only rock and sand. Strange figures watch from the tree line but never approach. Stay on the move and never linger after sunset. If you stop, the boat will not be there when you return. October. Infinite play area. You run through a massive play zone filled with slides, swings, and ball pits. The lights are bright and music plays faintly from nowhere. Vending machines give you snacks and water when you need them. You can rest in padded rooms, but the laughter you hear is not yours. Never enter the tunnels that slope down too far. If you do, you will never stop falling. November. Abandoned mansion. You wander an old mansion filled with broken furniture and dusty halls. The air is cold and every door creaks. You find cans of food in the kitchen and beds upstairs. Portraits hang on the walls, but the faces change when you pass them. Do not use the mirrors in the house. If you look too long, something else will look back at you. December. Empty amusement park. You walk through a giant carnival with every ride still working. The lights glow, music plays, and snacks appear at the stands. You are safe here and can have fun. The night sky never changes, and no one else will come. However, you must never wait in line at the tickets booth. If you do, someone will sell you a ticket, and you will not leave the park. Your birth month equals your lucid dream tonight. January, on highway. You are driving a highway that seems normal, then drifts into space with planets hanging close overhead. The sky and ground trade places each time you blink, making the road feel unstable. In this dream, stopping the car causes the highway to dissolve beneath you, leaving you falling without end. Other drivers glide past, faces pressed against fogged glass. Take the exits before the planets touch the horizon, or you will never wake up. February, Hotel Banquet Hall. A chandelier-lit hall stretches wide, glowing with golden light. Tables overflow with food, but one piece disappears every time you look back. In this dream, eating anything traps you in an endless banquet that repeats forever. Guests wander in and out, their voices warped and their smiles too wide. You must wake up before the toast begins, or you will be trapped inside it. March, cool rooms. Blue-tiled halls echo with your footsteps, water rippling in every direction. The air is damp and warm, carrying the sharp bite of chlorine. In this dream, diving too deep traps you in an endless swim with no surface above. Children's laughter drifts through the halls, though no one is ever seen. Find a stairwell and climb, or you will never wake up. April, checkered void. A checkerboard floor stretches endlessly, broken only by towering black pillars. Horizons fold and reset whenever you try to focus on them. In this dream, counting the tiles pulls you back to the start, erasing your memory of moving forward. Voices call from between the pillars, authoring names you do not recognize. Step between two pillars without looking back, then wake up before the world resets. May, dark fantasy world. Graveyards stretch around a towering castle under two broken moons. Ash coats your shoes, and the air tastes of smoke and stone. In this dream, lifting a weapon binds you to endless battles you can never win. Riders on skeletal horses pass without notice, until you stare too long. Leave the castle grounds before the bell strikes, or you will never wake up. June, lonely beach at night. The shoreline glows faintly, while the sky shifts darker with every wave. The sand erases your footprints the moment you look away. In this dream, swimming too deep pulls you into an infinite tide that never ends. A lantern flickers far at sea, moving closer when you focus on it. Turn away from the water if you want to wake up at all. Your birth month equals your lucid dream tonight. July, grass field. A single sidewalk stretches across a flat grass field, no buildings in sight. The air feels still, heavy, as if time itself has paused. In this lucid dream, stepping off the path traps you in the field forever, walking without end. Sometimes you hear footsteps following, though no one is visible. Keep moving forward and wake up before the path runs out. August, rooftop ball pit. You stand on a rooftop filled with plastic balls, clouds drifting far below. The pit feels endless, swallowing your steps in silence. In this dream, sinking too deep buries you, until you forget to breathe. Shadows pass beneath the surface, brushing against your legs. Climb back to the roof's edge, if you want to wake up safely. September, mountain range. Jagged peaks surround you, cutting into a red and purple sky. The wind howls sharp, carrying the scent of cold stone. In this dream, looking down the cliffs pulls you over the edge, where the fall never ends. A figure sometimes stands on the far peak, watching but never moving closer. You must wake up, before the sun disappears behind the ridge. October, suburbia. You walk a neighborhood of perfect houses, each window lit with a soft glow. The air smells of cut grass, but no one ever comes outside. In this dream, entering a home locks you inside, cycling through endless rooms that do not lead back out. Curtains shift, as if someone is always watching. Wake up as soon as the streetlights turn on. November, stairwell. A narrow stairwell winds down forever, every landing ending in another door to more stairs. The walls sweat with dampness, and your footsteps echo too loudly. In this dream, looking up erases the way back, leaving only descent. A shadow waits one floor below, always just out of sight. Wake up, before you reach the bottom step. December, sewer tunnels. Water runs dark and shallow through tunnels that stretch without end. The air is heavy, metallic, and full of echoing drips. In this dream, if you follow the current too long, you will loop endlessly through the same bends. Sometimes splashes follow close behind, even when you stop. Find a ladder and climb, if you want to wake up. Your birth month equals the pool you have to swim in for a week. January, the serene pool. Sunlight filters through the cracks above, filling the cavern with a gentle glow. The water is warm, clear, and perfectly safe to drink. You can sleep on the stone ledges, soothed by the steady fall of water echoing through the chamber. Fresh fruit sometimes drifts in with the current, enough to keep you alive through the week. No one else is here, and nothing waits in the shadows. You are safe in this place. February, the sewage system. The water is dark and heavy, churning endlessly around the concrete walls. A massive drain swallows the flow with a roar, pulling at you whenever you drift too close. The air stings with the smell of rust and waste, and the taste of the water will make you sick if you drink it. Food never appears here, and you will not sleep much, because something stirs in the tunnels. Do not let the whirlpool take you. March, the pool rooms. The tiled halls stretch on forever, glowing with a pale golden light that never dims. The water clings to your skin as you swim, heavier than normal. There are no doors that lead outside, only more pools around every bend. Food sometimes appears by the edge, but you will always feel thirsty. You are alone here, but sometimes faint splashes echo from the far corridors. Do not follow them. April, the Arctic pool. Frozen cliffs rise high on both sides, glowing under a sky filled with endless stars. The water is crystal clear and bitterly cold, numbing your body within minutes. Small ponds grow along the edge, their fruits keeping you alive through the week. Sleep is shallow, as the sound of cracking ice echoes across the valley at night. A white sailboat drifts in the distance, but no matter how far you swim it never grows closer. Do not try to reach it. May, the playroom pool. The walls are painted with bright patterns of rainbows and stars, glowing under soft lamps that never flicker. The water is warm and shallow near the doors, but it deepens into darkness as you swim farther out. Toys drift across the surface, sometimes vanishing beneath the water without a sound. Packaged snacks float to you now and then, keeping you fed, but sleep is restless under the painted walls. Some of the doors open, if you try, but they only lead back into the same pool. June, the backrooms pool. Yellow halls stretch endlessly above the tiled water, the hum of the lights never fading. You are safe only while swimming, because stepping onto the carpet draws attention to you. Shapes move in the dark sections of the pool, watching from just below the surface. Food floats in sealed cans, though you must open them carefully or the sound will echo. Sleep comes in short bursts against the pool edge, always interrupted by faint splashes. Do not leave the water, no matter how tired you become. Your birth month equals the pool you have to swim in for a week. July, the abandoned school pool. The water here is cold and still, glowing faintly under a weak light bulb. Rust drips from the railings above, and the smell of mold hangs heavy in the air. Food is scarce, though sometimes you find small packaged snacks left on the wet stairs. Sleeping isn't easy, the sound of dripping water echoing through the dark. You are never sure if you are alone, because footsteps sometimes creak on the upper floor. Do not climb the stairs after midnight. August, the cavern. The cavern stretches deep into darkness, with only a few dim lights reflecting off the still water. The air is damp and heavy, and every sound echoes, as if something is listening. You can drink the water, but food is rare and only appears as small sealed packages left on the floating raft. Sleep isn't easy, because shadows often shift at the far end of the cave. Do not swim toward the black tunnel. September, the foggy water park. The air is thick with mist, and the ceiling lights glow faintly through the haze. The water is shallow, filled with toys and slides that look abandoned yet strangely new. Sometimes you hear children laughing, but the pool is always empty when you turn around. Food is scattered across lounge chairs, though it tastes stale and strange. Sleep isn't easy, because shapes move within the fog above the water. Do not answer if you hear your name. October, the endless lane. The pool stretches forward with no end, the lights above humming softly, as they fade into the distance. The water is cold and deep, and your strokes echo against the tiled walls. No food ever appears, but the water is safe to drink, keeping you alive, though weak. Resting is difficult, because the surface never stays still, as if something large is moving below. If you stop swimming, you may hear it breathing beneath you. November, the crimson pool. The water glows a deep red under the slide, thick and warm against your skin. The air is silent, heavy, as if the night itself is holding its breath. No food or water will appear here, and you must survive with nothing. Sleep is shallow, and when you open your eyes, the color seems darker than before. The slide is tempting, but it leads only deeper into the red. Do not climb it. December, the skyline pool. The water stretches to the horizon, meeting the glowing city far below. The air is warm, carrying faint music from the streets, though no one else is truly here. Food appears on floating trays, light meals that vanish when finished. You can rest on the pool edge, but the drop below never stops pulling at your thoughts. The city lights flicker in patterns you should not try to understand. Do not swim too close to the edge. Your birth month equals the hotel you have to stay in for a week. January, the Hollow Hotel. The air inside is dry and heavy. The halls stretch endlessly with pale wallpaper that peels when touched. Every room feels the same, though the numbers keep changing. The dining room offers cold metallic food that never fills you. The beds are soft but shake faintly through the night, keeping you half awake. If you hear footsteps matching yours, stop walking immediately. February, the Fruitiger Arrow Hotel. Sunlight pours through glass walls, painting the halls in blue and green. The air smells clean, like rain after it falls. Water flows gently beneath the lobby floor, and a soft breeze moves through every room. Meals are fresh fruit and clear water, always waiting on the counter. You are completely safe here, rest as long as you like. March, the endless lobby. The halls smell faintly of old wood and salt. Every staircase leads to another lobby that looks exactly the same. The lights hum softly, and the air feels heavy, like the hotel itself is listening. Meals appear on polished tables, warm but flavorless. Sometimes, distant screaming echoes through the vents. If you feel something dripping on you from the ceiling, do not look up. April, the motel. The air outside your door is cool and smells faintly of gasoline. Every room glows with a different color of light, shifting slightly each night. The vending machines always work, but every drink tastes the same. You can rest here, though something walks the parking lot after midnight. When you hear keys jingling, turn off your lights and stay still. May, the Atrium Hotel. The windows never open, and the air feels still no matter the hour. Each room faces the same gray courtyard, but no one ever steps into it. The lights in the windows flick on and off at random, though the hotel is empty. Meals appear at your door, always lukewarm and silent. You can rest here, but only when the courtyard lights are dark. Never let the window with two figures staring at you know that you saw them. June, the sky view in. The balconies hang over a silent white fog that never moves. You can see no ground below, only the endless sky. The rooms stay quiet, filled with a soft hum from unseen vents. Food is left on the balcony rail, always warm but never satisfying. You can sleep peacefully here, but never open the sliding door fully. If the fog begins to rise, go inside and lock it. Your birth month equals the hotel you have to stay in for a week. July, the infinite floors. The hallways stretch forever, lined with countless identical doors. No matter which elevator you take, you always arrive back at this view. The lights never turn off, and a low vibration runs through the walls. The vending machines are always full, but the snacks taste like nothing. If you ever see an open door, close it and keep walking. August, the fallen tower. The hallways tilt sharply, and the floors creak beneath your feet. The air smells of dust and burning wires. Every room leans at an angle, furniture piled against the walls. The vending area still works, but the lights inside flicker red. You can rest on the lobby couches, though they slide slowly toward the broken windows. If you hear the building shift, hold completely still, until it stops. September, the Polar Hotel. The wind never stops outside, howling through the empty halls. The lights inside flicker weakly, giving off a dull yellow glow. The rooms are cold, and the windows are frozen shut from the inside. You will find cans of soup in the lobby, but they are all half empty. Sleep comes easily, but the building groans like something alive beneath the snow. If someone knocks on your door, do not answer until morning. October, the Amber Suites. Warm light fills every hallway, and the air smells faintly of perfume and dust. The carpets are soft under your feet, and quiet music hums from nowhere. The rooms are large with endless mirrors and gentle beds that hold you like water. Food arrives on silver trays, always fresh, always sweet. You are safe here, completely. If someone knocks, let them keep knocking. November, the Skyline Suites. The city glows beneath you, lights stretching into the horizon like stars. The air is warm, and soft music plays from invisible speakers. Every room has glass walls, and yet no one can see inside. Food appears fresh on the terrace each night, and the beds never lose their shape. You are safe here, perfectly safe. December, the Coral Bay Resort. The air is warm, and the sea breeze carries faint music from somewhere offshore. The pools glow bright blue even after midnight, but no one ever swims. The restaurants are open, yet the food never cools and the drinks never empty. You can rest by the water, feeling safe beneath the lights. If the ocean goes quiet, return to your room immediately. Your birth month equals the job you have to work for a month. January, the mansion housekeeper. You live and work alone in a golden mountain estate. The air is still, the chandeliers glow, and the floors always shine no matter how long you clean them. Dust never gathers, dishes never stain, and yet your routine never ends. The pay is generous, the meals are always ready, you may rest wherever, and whenever you want, and no one ever visits. You are completely safe here, as long as you never open the basement door. February, the sewer tunnel cleaner. You work in the tunnels beneath the dam, scraping buildup from the wet concrete walls. The air is thick with rot and chemicals that burn your throat. The smell never leaves your clothes, and you do not get paid for any of it. The only light comes from a single flickering bulb above the main drain. Be careful where you step, some holes drop for hundreds of miles. Never go near where the water spins. March, the Chuck E. Cheese night guard. You sit alone in the security office, watching grainy monitors that cover every corner of the building. The animatronics stand frozen on stage, yet on some nights, you see them move slowly, like they are remembering how to walk. The air smells like dust and old grease, and the lights never stay steady for long. If one disappears from the cameras, shut both doors and wait for silence. April, the storm chaser. You drive endlessly across empty roads, chasing storms that never end. The clouds above twist and flash, looking loud and violent, yet the air is completely silent. Your radio whispers constantly, soft voices that form no words, even when it is turned off. You record every second, but when you replay the footage, a figure you do not remember filming stares back at you from a distance. Do not stop the car, no matter what you see on the road. May, the moving crew worker. You are sent to clear furniture from an abandoned house on the edge of town. The air inside is heavy, walls stained, floors soft from age. You carry box after box through narrow halls that never seem to end. The front door is gone when you look back, replaced by another hallway that was not there before. Keep moving, and do not set anything down, no matter how tired you get. June, the radio tower technician. You spend your nights climbing a steel tower that disappears into the clouds. The red lights blink in rhythm with your heartbeat, and the wind tries to pull you off balance. Thunderstorms form without warning, always above you and never around you. The pay is sufficient, but you do not remember anyone ever paying you. Keep climbing, even if you think you have already reached the top. Your birth month equals the job you have to work for a month. July, the convention center guard. You are instructed to keep watch for intruders, though none ever come. The lights stay on, the air hums faintly, and the carpet stretches for miles in every direction. Yet some nights, whispers echo from distant halls, followed by a loud crash that shakes the vents. When you walk toward the sound, it moves and repeats from the other side of the large building. While the pay is above average, you must never try to find who is making the noise. August, the librarian. You work in a massive empty bookstore that was never restocked. The lights hum softly, and the air smells like dust and glue. Every aisle looks the same, lined with shelves that are always half full, no matter how many books you move. The loudspeaker turns on at random, whispering names that are not yours. You are safe here, as long as you never follow the sound into the dark section. September, the mall clerk. You run a small dessert stand in a dead mall that never closes. The lights hum above you, and the same jingle plays over and over from the empty food court. The air smells faintly like sugar and dust, and your register is always full of bills that look slightly wrong. Never look directly into the dark storefronts, even if you hear movement inside. October, the waste picker. You are hired to pick up trash across a wide open field, but there is never any to find. The grass is always short, the air always still, and every direction looks exactly the same. You walk for hours without reaching an edge, passing the same trees and signs over and over. It is safe here, perfectly quiet, but nothing ever changes. You are not getting paid, and you are starting to wonder who even hired you. November, the fire lookout. You live high above the forest, surrounded by mountains and silence. The air is cold, the stove keeps the room warm, and the pay is good for how little you do. You spend your days watching the horizon, marking smoke that never appears. The view is peaceful, and nothing ever comes near your tower. You are safe here, as long as you never climb down at night. December, the arcade attendant. You work the night shift in an arcade that never closes. The machines glow in every direction, humming softly in the stale air. Sometimes the games play themselves, buttons clicking and joysticks moving without a player. You sweep the same floors, restock the same prizes, but the piles of tickets never shrink. Leave immediately, if a game calls you by name. Your birth month equals where you have to live for a year. January, the tilted houses. The hills go on forever, lined with quiet yellow homes that lean, as if listening. The air feels heavy, like a summer evening that never ends. Inside, old bulbs glow dimly, and the carpet smells like rain from long ago. Every drawer holds the same worn photograph of an empty hill with some stale food. You can rest, but the silence hums too loud. Never go upstairs after midnight. February, the silent castle. The castle glows each night like a lantern above the hills. Inside, chandeliers hum softly, and the marble floors echo your every step. The food appears on silver trays, and the air smells faintly of roses. You are safe here, but the halls shift when you are not looking. Always leave a trail of open doors behind you, or you may never find your room again. March, the cliffside residence. Your glass home hangs over the forest, with clouds brushing the windows each morning. Inside, everything is silent and perfectly still. The nights are calm, broken only by distant waves below. But once a day, there is a small chance the mountain shifts, a violent earthquake, a landslide tearing through the cliff. If it starts, stay low and away from windows. April, the hollow farmhouse. The fields stretch forever under a starless sky, and the house waits at the center. Inside, the air is damp and cold, thick with rot. Footsteps echo through rooms that no longer have floors. The basement smells like soil after rain, but something breathes down there. Windows show lightless fields no matter the time. Never answer the door at night. Nothing outside should know your name. May, the vaporwave penthouse. You live above the city, wrapped in soft purple light that never fades. The air smells faintly of ocean spray and distant rain. Music plays from nowhere, gentle and low, following you from room to room. The glass walls show endless twilight, no matter the hour. You can eat, sleep, and dream safely here. Nothing can reach you. June, the concrete hall. It stretches forever, smooth walls and lights that hum above your head. The echo of your footsteps follows too closely, as if something walks in sync beside you. Food and water appear when needed, but sleep never comes easily. Sometimes the lights go out for days, leaving only the sound of your breathing and the ringing in your ears. By the time they return, you are not sure which thoughts are yours anymore. Your birth month equals where you have to live for a year. July, the RV. Inside, it is warm and bright, stocked with food and soft seats that never wear down. The hum of the generator is loud. But outside, it is always night. Shapes move through the dark, brushing against the windows, whispering your name. Sometimes the locks click open on their own, slow and deliberate. When they do, hold the handle until morning. August, the apartments. The halls glow faintly blue. You never see anyone enter or leave, yet doors open and close through the night. Whispers drift along the walls, mixing with the hum of lights that never turn off. Your room stays safe enough, if you keep quiet. Sometimes footsteps stop right outside your door, waiting for a sound. Do not make any noise, your door has no lock. September, the bunker. Concrete walls stretched through narrow tunnels that hum with old power. The air tastes metallic, and your footsteps echo too long. Shelves of canned food keep you alive, but the labels fade a little more each day. Sometimes the red light flickers, and you hear a door slam somewhere deep inside. Do not go toward it. Stay where the lights are white. October, the wooden sailhouse. It floats across calm blue water, creaking with every wave. The walls are thin, the wood feels weak, and the air smells of salt and rot. You can rest on deck and watch the horizon drift, but sometimes the ocean pulls back without warning. When it does, brace yourself. A tsunami is coming. November, the woodland home. The air is cool, the sky a gentle gold through tall pines. Inside, every room smells faintly of cedar and warmth. The floors creak softly, and the fireplace never goes out. You can sleep deeply here, safe from everything beyond the trees. The world outside is silent, but not empty. Still, nothing will ever harm you. December, the abandoned city. Fog hides the streets below, wrapping broken towers in silence. Every building is hollow, filled with echoes of wind and falling glass. You can wander anywhere, but the air tastes like smoke and rain. Fires glow in the distance, but they never get closer. At night, the fog thickens, until you cannot see your hands. If you hear footsteps in it, keep walking. They always stop when you do.
Your birth month equals the beach you have to stay in for a week. January, the pink horizon. The sand glows faintly pink, and the sea moves in slow, soft loops. The air smells like sugar, and the warm wind keeps you calm. Food appears in small bowls near the water, always sweet and cold. You can sleep under the palms, and nothing will harm you here. When the sun sets, the sky hums softly until morning. February, the coastal towers. The ocean is calm and flat, its waves barely touching the white concrete shore. Towering buildings line the beach, their windows reflecting an endless horizon. Food can be found in hotel lobbies, cold and untouched. When the alarms sound, the ocean pulls back and rises into a tsunami that erases everything it touches. You have 1 minute to find shelter. March, the empty shore. A single lamp glows over the sand, its light barely reaching the edge of darkness. At night, the sound of water stops completely. Figures move just beyond the light, slow and unsure, like they are waiting for you to step closer. Food appears under the pole before sunrise, always stale and bitter. Never step beyond the light at night. April, the moonlit coast. The water glows faintly blue beneath the moon, moving in slow, perfect rhythm. The air is cool and carries no sound except your own steps. Food drifts ashore in sealed jars, and it always tastes fresh. But if you look too long at your reflection, it begins to distort eerily. When the moon shines extra bright, never look at your reflection. May, the frozen beach. The sand is buried under layers of ice, cracking softly with every step. The ocean is slow and dark, pushing chunks of frozen water onto the shore. Food freezes within minutes, and sleep is almost impossible. The cold burns like fire, creeping through your clothes and lungs. If the wind stops, it means the temperature is about to drop again. Find shelter fast. June, the volcano beach. The sand is black and hot beneath your feet, the air thick with ash and heat. The mountain looms behind you, silent until it is not. Lava flows through the forest at random, bright and slow, but unstoppable. Food is scarce and water boils if left uncovered. When the ground begins to tremble, do not run toward the ocean, it boils first. July, the abandoned resort. The shoreline is lined with empty hotels, their windows cracked and curtains still swaying. The air smells like salt and dust, and every radio you find plays faint laughter before cutting out. Food is stored in vending machines that power on only after sunset. You can sleep in the lobbies, but do not answer if someone knocks on the glass. No one should be here anymore. Your birth month equals the beach you have to stay in for a week. August, the Drain Beach. The morning is calm, the water soft and clear against the sand. But as the day passes, the tide climbs fast, swallowing the shore. By noon, you're forced to swim as the current grows stronger. A massive vortex forms near the center, dragging debris, waves, and anything alive into its abyss. If you see the water begin to spiral, swim the opposite way with all your power. September, the Tower Isle. A single jagged rock rises from the sea, crowned by an empty concrete tower. The climb is long and rough, but the air is calm at the top. There's a small room with dry food and running water, always stocked no matter how much you take. At night, lights flicker in the lower windows even though no one lives there. If you hear footsteps climbing up toward you, do not look down. October, the Storm Beach. The sky is alive with flashing light and roaring thunder. Rain falls in solid sheets, heavy enough to bruise, and hail scatters across the sand like shattered glass. The air is electric, every breath sharp and cold. Shelter can be found under the cliffs, but never for long. The tide rises fast when the lightning turns white. When the clouds begin to hum, drop flat and cover your ears. November, the Crystal Shore. The water is warm and clear, shining like glass under the sun. Palm trees sway slowly, and the air smells like fruit and salt. Food grows naturally along the sand, always fresh and sweet. You can sleep anywhere without worry. The waves stay gentle all night. You are completely safe here. December, the Windmill Coast. Endless turbines turn slowly above the waves, their hum carrying for miles. The wind never stops, sharp and cold even under sunlight. Food appears sealed inside metal containers near the towers, safe but tasteless. Sometimes the blades will suddenly come to a stop. When that happens, watch your back until they spin again.
Toilet snakes. Safety officials in Chicago, Illinois are reporting a widespread serpent infestation affecting the city's sanitary infrastructure. Scattered reports indicate that at approximately 4 p.m. local time, various species of snakes began emerging from toilets, faucets, and other fixtures in both private and public restrooms. What began as a slow invasion quickly escalated when a sudden backflow of stormwater runoff forced a writhing deluge of agitated serpents into homes and businesses across Cook County. The snakes are exhibiting violent and unpredictable behavior, striking and constricting unsuspecting individuals in the act of going both one and two. Investigators have traced the origin of the incursion to the municipal sewer system, where the snakes are believed to feed, nest, and reproduce. Officials suspect that the collapse in the local rodent population has driven them deeper into subterranean plumbing networks, leading the prey-deprived creatures directly into human-occupied dwellings. Residents are strongly advised to avoid all restroom facilities while extermination efforts continue. Ministry relief buckets are being distributed at nearby dispatch centers. Victims suffering from posterior bite wounds should proceed to the nearest emergency medical facility for evaluation and antivenin administration. This has been a public service announcement from the Ministry of Latent Places. Carnivorous Island. The following is body cam footage from Vales Canop on St. Vincent Island, Florida, released under the Latent Information and Education Act.
Oh man, this is fucked.
Oh my fucking God! The ministry doesn't pay me enough for this shit!
This has been a public service announcement from the Ministry of Latent Places. Rockheads. Satellite feeds tracking unsanctioned radiological activity in the area have led to the discovery of entities all classified.
Not trust the ministry. Before one is lost without people, do not trust the ministry.
Has been a public service announcement from the Ministry of Latent Places. Fish spots. A vast fleet of abandoned biomechanical submersibles has been discovered in a deep-sea trench off the coast of North Carolina, roughly 500 miles west of Bermuda. The giant machine creature hybrids appear to be independent autonomous organisms that simultaneously possess the ability to be controlled by a humanoid-sized pilot. The subnautical mechs are constructed using biological matter sourced from various sea creatures combined with inorganic matter harvested from shipwrecks and other marine salvage. The origin of the fleet is unknown, but it appears as though the fish bots are outfitted with offensive and defensive weaponry indicating a militaristic purpose. MLP researchers are attempting to determine if the fleet was built by a foreign adversary or if some other technologically advanced organization is responsible. The fish bots currently remain in an idle and dormant formation. This has been a public service announcement from the Ministry of Latent Places. Slime men. MLP investigators have reported increased violent activity in the bayous of Louisiana. Evidence suggests that the string of killings are ritualistic in nature. Authorities have uncovered cages, chains, and other murderous implements hidden deep within the dense marshland. Surviving victims report being attacked by pig-like male humanoids of a tall stature after being stalked and terrorized for multiple hours. It is still being determined whether the slime men are humans dressed in elaborate costumes or if they are errant and aggressive ruminative entities. Slime men have only been reported to be active at night, and the moon is thought to be a core component of the group's rituals. Therefore, it is not advised to be in the vicinity after sundown without an armed defense strategy. Accounts indicate that slime men travel as individuals and wield blunt and bladed weapons. Threat levels for the area have been increased to Class A. Travel at one's own risk. This has been a public service announcement from the Ministry of Latent Places. Hunting season. Mounts from the local taxidermy shop in Flagstaff, Arizona have been reported missing this evening. As recounted in a Facebook status posted by an employee, all pieces nearing completion or that were waiting to be picked up by their respective hunters unexpectedly vanished during the employee's smoke break. Soon after the disappearance, 911 calls regarding the sudden appearance of taxidermized animals occupying domestic spaces began to roll in from local residents. All callers recounted some form of menacing presence. Dispatch recordings captured one concerned citizen saying, quote, "It's just looking at me, bro," end quote. Officers responding to the scenes were unable to locate either the taxidermy or the affected homeowners. Ministry investigators have uncovered trace evidence of teleportation and reanimation events on site. Receipts for recent taxidermy work were found in each of the homes of the now missing people. This has been a public service announcement from the Ministry of Latent Places. Wolf War. Ministry lands agents are investigating a viral outbreak among the wolf population of Yellowstone National Park. Lithophagia luposa, also known as alpha crown, appears to trigger the translocation of Enterococcus from the wolf's gut biome into their bloodstream. Once in circulation, the bacteriophage targets the bacteria, leading to rapid nucleation of calcium phosphate deposits throughout the body, primarily affecting neural and cranial tissue. These abnormal growths disrupt cognitive function, causing aggressive and erratic behavior in individual wolves and their pack. Local elk and bison populations have been decimated since the outbreak, and infighting among the wolves has increased to unprecedented levels. Territorial boundaries historically respected between packs have dissolved, leading to a large-scale conflict that some are referring to as Wolf War I. Residents of nearby Jackson, Wyoming are being instructed to remain indoors due to fears of collateral damage or interspecies infection. This has been a public service announcement from the Ministry of Latent Places. Quarry Park contamination. Several species of dangerous water dwellers have been discovered in Quarry Park near St. Cloud, Minnesota. Local officials are attributing the maiming of several swimmers to these unsightly creatures. Once a series of abandoned mine pits, the repurposed quarry is now a popular destination for aquatic recreation, attracting thousands of visitors every summer. The park has been closed while ministry researchers investigate the attacks. It is believed that an unidentified residue left behind during the former mining operation is responsible for the advanced mutation and rapid evolution of the local ecology. Corrupted sequences from native flora and fauna have been uncovered within the genetic structure of the mutated creatures. During autopsies, ministry researchers noted the presence of primitive appendages and lines, indicating an evolutionary attempt at land traversal. Biological remains found on the perimeter of the swimming holes support this theory. This has been a public service announcement from the Ministry of Latent Places. Dime crawlers. Farmers near Grand Island, Nebraska are reporting bell-like anthropods traversing their field crops late into the night. Colloquially being referred to by locals as dime crawlers, the origin of these strange creatures is currently unknown. Dime crawlers do not appear to pose any physical threat to humans at this point in time. Dime crawlers have simply been observed wandering through the fields at a leisurely pace, stopping only to emit a deafening chime in unison with one another at sporadic intervals. Exactly 2.4 seconds after each dime crawler chime, a meteoroid enters the Earth's atmosphere with a radiant near the constellation of Perseus. The significance of this correlation is currently under investigation, along with its relation to nearby Comet 109P/Swift-Tuttle and its accompanying Perseid meteor shower, which will peak on August 12. As this date approaches, local officials are making a concerted effort to distribute earplugs to nearby residents. This has been a public service announcement from the Ministry of Latent Places. Root people. A vast network of sentient roots has been discovered under the Garden Maze at Luray Caverns in Virginia. The business has undergone recent media scrutiny due to the unexplained disappearance of multiple patrons while in its ornamental garden. Ministry agents have confirmed that the nearby caverns extend underneath the maze, creating its own series of labyrinths about 200 feet directly beneath the tourist attraction. Glowing from the floors, walls, and ceilings of this hidden cave system are exposed roots that resemble an expansive group of writhing humanoids. Although root people appear to be comprised of individual bodies, they are thought to be a single interconnected predatory organism. Forensic remains indicate that root people fuel their growth by extracting moisture and mineral content from biological tissue. Internal documents obtained by ministry agents suggest an attempt to conceal the Garden Maze disappearances from the public. This has been a public service announcement from the Ministry of Latent Places. Anticorns. Wildlife experts near Chattanooga, Tennessee have sighted a small herd of horned quadrupeds known as anticorns roaming the region. The rare and elusive creatures could be identified by their dark, rough skin, rows of sharp teeth, and large singular horn. Anticorns are predatory in nature and are known to prey on large mammals such as wild hogs, deer, elk, and in some rare instances bears. Although anticorn attacks on humans are exceedingly rare, hikers in the area should be prepared to either run, hide, or defend themselves if spotted by an anticorn. Due to the rarity of the species, researchers are still determining the best course of action in the event of an anticorn encounter. All documented incidents of anti-corn attacks have resulted in the death of the victim by way of maiming and consumption, leading to a lack of useful data in the matter. This has been a public service announcement from the Ministry of Latent Places. Chimeral Farm. A localized distortion in the latent membrane has been recorded at a farm in Missoula, Montana, the result of which appears to be a cross-contamination of genetic code amongst the various animals on the premises. Ministry researchers have confirmed the presence of several chimeral entities in the wake of the anomalous event. Animals involved in the genetic shuffle include horses, cows, pigs, goats, emus, and more. Deformities such as polycephaly and caudal duplication have also been reported amongst the creatures. About 30% of the livestock survived the event, while 70% needed to be euthanized due to the severity of their abnormalities. Farm owners Cheryl and Jonathan Miller have indicated that they intend to make up for these losses by auctioning off the animals at the upcoming Western Montana Fair. Due to their one-of-a-kind nature and potentially unique flavor profile, the Chimera are expected to fetch top dollar among wealthy bidders. This has been a public service announcement from the Ministry of Latent Places. Clamheads. Authorities in Santa Cruz, California are reporting the appearance of sharply fanged mollusks washing up on the shores of local beaches. Colloquially being referred to as clamheads, these creatures appear to be aggressive and territorial. Local EMTs recount an unfortunate string of clamhead attacks endured by early morning joggers. I dunno, but these things have an appetite for toes, I can tell you that much, said one paramedic from nearby Dominican hospital. Beachgoers are being advised to be on the lookout for clamheads and to wear closed-toed shoes when walking along the shoreline. Indicators of clamhead presence on the beach may include shifting sands, rapid chattering noises, and shrill screaming. Ministry researchers have detected a high concentration of radionuclides in the surrounding waters. This has been a public service announcement from the Ministry of Latent Places. Choplins. These strange alien entities could be found dwelling in the cliffside above Sitka, Alaska. Known for their exceptionally long lifespan, choplins remain in adolescence until about age 30 and live to 180 years on average. Choplins spend the majority of their lives as flightless creatures, learning to scramble and climb among the steep rocks of their home at a young age. Only at about age 120 do elder choplins fully develop the anatomy necessary for flight. Choplins primarily feed on insects and smaller birds, but have been known to venture down into the nearby city to scavenge among the trash of residents. If one encounters a choplin, simply scold it in a low-pitched voice while making disapproving gesticulations. Choplins find this rude and will promptly scurry or fly away. If the choplin emits a high-pitched screech while fleeing, quickly cover your ears. This high-decibel defense tactic can cause severe hearing damage. This has been a public service announcement from the Ministry of Latent Places. Bugs. The following is an urgent announcement for all citizens in the path of April 8th's total solar eclipse. Be on the lookout for various insect-like entities acting in an aggressive manner along the eclipse's path. Thought to be nomadic in nature, swarms of these bugs were documented wreaking havoc across the country during 2023's annular eclipse. Ministry researchers eventually lost track of the beings near Kerrville, Texas, where it's thought the bugs burrowed into the earth to hibernate. The bugs are expected to emerge from their Kerrville hives at 1:32 p.m. Central Daylight Time on the afternoon of April 8th as totality approaches the city. From there, the bugs will sprint across the eastern swath of the continent, chasing the moon's shadow while feeding on any living organism they encounter along the way. The bugs are expected to settle in Miramichi, New Brunswick. Here they will hibernate once again, awaiting the partial solar eclipse on March 29, 2025. This has been a public service announcement from the Ministry of Latent Places. Carmine Manor. These seemingly unending corridors. Blood. Blood. open. Blood. Aquarates. These haunting entities have been spotted near village of Four Seasons in Camden County, Missouri, dwelling within the murky waters of Lake of the Ozarks. Not much is known about the ghostly creatures, but they appear to travel in small pods of 2 or 3 and tend to congregate near the lake bed in low visibility areas. It is thought they do this specifically to avoid human detection. The forlorn howling of aquarates can carry for miles in and out of the water. Local residents and visitors report a particular abundance of aquarate cries on certain moonless nights. Police reports confirm an uptick in missing person reports in the days following these dates. Ministry researchers suspect aquarates to be either undead or phantasmal-type beings who use their hypnotic wailing to draw humans lakeside. What is then done with the victims and their bodies is currently being investigated. This has been a public service announcement from the Ministry of Latent Places. Arsonistas. A string of arsons have broken out across Sanford, Florida. A group of local housewives appear to be the primary culprits. The motivation behind the deadly burnings is currently being investigated, but it is suspected that the women may be acting while in a partially somnambulistic state. Arresting officers report finding the women watching the blazes from a distance while quietly humming to themselves. One officer stated it sounded like a lullaby or something. Apprehension of the suspects was uneventful. Another officer described the arrests as being almost peaceful even. Firefighters continue to combat the raging inferno late into the night. Residents of nearby Midway and Lake Monroe are encouraged to be packed and prepared to evacuate should either the fires or sleepwalking phenomenon spread beyond Sanford city limits. This has been a public service announcement from the Ministry of Latent Places. Terrestrial jellies, found floating through the neighborhoods and surrounding forests of Lewiston, Maine. Terrestrial jellies are beautiful to behold but must be approached with caution. Direct descendants of their sea-bound counterparts, these jellies have developed the unique ability to swim through Earth's atmosphere. Ministry researchers believe that the creature's incredibly advanced nervous system is capable of negating positively charged gravitons. This process inverts the phase of the quantum gravitational field in the jelly's immediate vicinity, thus allowing for its graceful levitation. Terrestrial jellies are highly venomous and contact should be avoided at all costs. Due to the carnivorous nature of these airborne night Arians, bird and small game populations in the area have dwindled significantly since the jelly's arrival in the 1950s. Lewiston residents are encouraged to keep pets inside during the early hours of the morning, as this is when terrestrial jellies are most active and looking to feed. This has been a public service announcement from the Ministry of Latent Places. Hedgehogs. Packs of these verdant swine have been wandering affluent areas near Brentwood, California. Named after their leafy coat and tendency to lie and wade inside of bushes, hedgehogs are highly aggressive predators with an appetite for expensive clothing and jewelry. If one spots a hedgehog, immediately remove all designer and name brand articles from one's person. Calmly set them on the ground and back away slowly. Do not attempt to flee until the hedgehog begins to engorge itself on the opulent effects. Under no circumstance should one attempt to conceal high-value items when confronted by a hedgehog. Hedgehogs are highly sensitive to the scent of privilege and can easily sniff out a pair of Balenciaga socks or an under-the-sleeve Rolex. Officials attempting to slow the rate of wealthy dismemberments are urging the public to exercise caution when treating oneself. This has been a public service announcement from the Ministry of Latent Places.